Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. And wouldn't you know it, you close your eyes, click your fingers, snap your heels together, and we're here for another deadline show. Another weekend is upon us, and wow, has time flown in this week. It's been a long week, and I was just saying to my co-pilot Harry Trades before coming on, feels like we've had 2 weeks in one. Welcome to everyone to the deadline show. Harry Trades, my man, good to see you.
Good to see you, mate. Yeah, I feel like again I'm saying the same thing. I haven't spoke to you face to face with I all week. Again, I'm just sort of in your comment sections, and we're speaking on WhatsApp, but yeah, I've not had the pleasure of actually chatting with you. So yeah, I'm excited for the next 2 hours, and massive weekend ahead again with it caused me a lot of pain yesterday, but some really interesting specials that we can dive into.
Yeah, it's been a tumultuous week, hasn't it? It feels like the Neon special, we kind of knew it was happening this week, but it wasn't really available in the lobby for a while. So people were like freaking out, like, is it happening or not? And then also we had the gameplay update, which I'm sure we'll be sprinkling in some chat about throughout the show today as well. Be live later tonight as well for a wee bit of Go Fuck Friday night. So that's going to be all the chat tonight, certainly as well. Tons of content on Harry's channel this week and on mine, covering all sorts of stuff, whether it be announcements, strategy stuff, lineup building, you name it, it's been covered. Thanks to everyone that's joined us. Fist bumps on arrival, of course. And Harry boy, you were telling me before we came on as well, is a wee bit of Mr. Midweek on your end.
Yeah, a little bit, mate. Yeah, as much as I could probably have done. I only had two main lineups. I had a champion season, which gets a box in the end. But a little 6th place finish in under 23. Little random one. Everyone had Bart, so it was a Bart fest basically, and I had the best XP, but I was just behind on raw points. Unfortunately, with Bischoff doing a bit of a 5-0 loss, to be fair, against Bayern, showing what he
That's
might
good,
be able to do. It is, to be fair, he got dragged 63rd. I don't know how many goals he got affected by, maybe 4, 3 or whatever. But no DA from these two is the killer. And Enzo got a big chance missed added on late. So that really meant that weren't going to finish any higher. But 13 points off the podium. It wasn't the most fruitful of midweeks though, just with the tier 1 being the top prize. But I would have taken it, obviously. Big Owen back, doing the business.
Back with a bang.
Back with a bang. That's his first good score that I've caught this year, to be honest. I don't think he's even scored well previous to that. So Howson was probably, if I fitted in Howson outside of inside of instead of Bischoff, sorry, that could have been marginally maybe a 3rd place. But it is what it is. Big Nicholas Stark was the killer here in champion season. Ismail Assar doing the business with my little cryptic tweets. He was my Premier League. He was my pick. Yeah, people thought it was Gibbs, Morgan Rogers, who did actually get an assist, I think, in the end. But no, it was Ismail Assar. For some reason, just loves playing away from home, Quinny. I mean,
he's an away boy, away days guy.
Legs and counters and all that fun stuff. But 3 boxes and a little card to kick off. Maybe Go Fuck Friday tonight. So.
It was back with a bang.
Love it.
And I must say, Harry, I've been really enjoying keeping up with the content on your channel this week with everything that's been going on. Likewise, I try my best to catch as much Sorare content as is going out there. And I must say, I caught this morning Royal Livy's video. I don't know if you've seen it yet, Harry. But see, I have absolute stitches for about 10 minutes because he's talking about how he's going to be the last reaction video that goes out. And the way he says it is, by the time this video will be out, every Tom, Dick, and Harry Trades will have a video.
No way. That's class.
Absolutely split my sides on that. I thought it was a belter.
That's amazing.
And Weasel on there with the Beck with a bang. Banner's flowing today, guys. Love to see it. And let us know what you're up to this game week. Are you targeting the Neon special like Harry Trades is doing on the Road to Glory series? Did you kind of have your ducks lined up for this one? Were you one of the people panicking when it wasn't in the game lobby? Or have you degened into it last minute? Because there has been a lot of people just saying to hell with it. I'm rolling the dice. I've seen Harry Trades spend 80p on a Louis Petrie, and I'm going to go and do the same. So let us know. Let us know what you guys are up to, and we'll get stuck into it as we fly through. But we always start off the deadline show with the matchups tab to see who the big movers and shakers, who are the heavy hitters, the big swingers, the high rollers potentially of the game week. And looking across European football ahead of this weekend, we've got a lot of power players here. We've got a lot of usual suspects. And normally when it's like this, Harry, isn't it? It's kind of the battle of the stacks, isn't it? Battle of the power players.
100%, mate. But the most annoying part of all this weekend is that a lot of these big teams have a lot of midweek action going on. That is honestly the biggest sort of poison, I'd say, this weekend. like that isn't visible, if you know what I mean. Like it's creeping up on us, and like Club Brugge is probably the best example of that. Like they played midweek. They beat Genk, I think, in the cup, and then obviously I think they play against Juventus in the Champions League next midweek. So 2 massive games for them, in between this weekend, which is Bishop at home. So it's like, their chances for a lot of these bigger teams to rest, which is an absolute killer for us, isn't it? Because you prep all year and or whatever for a month, and you don't get to use the best the best matchup possible with your power players a lot of the time. So that part's a killer. I'm not saying every other team is going to do that, but you will see it sprinkled in. It's impossible to sometimes forecast and obviously predict. A lot of aways in there. Can you look at that? 4 aways in the top 10-ish.
Yeah.
11.
I never really thought about the upcoming midweek for some of these teams because, like Bruges, for example, like I think they're pretty much dead and buried in the Champions League. Like their last 2 games is like Juve and like PSG or something like that, and they've not got enough points to qualify, essentially, unless they pull off a miracle. So I never really thought about, not Bruges specifically, but even some of the other teams perhaps that might think, oh, do you know what, we need those Champions League points on Wednesday or Tuesday. So yeah, that will be a fun dynamic. We'll probably see through the predicted 11s. A lot of ways, like you say. But even like PSV away to Peg's Wall, like who cares? They're away. Peg's Wall, love conceding 5 goals against PSV, home or away. So 100%. Yeah, some nice detail there, Harry. I'm with you all the way on that one. And a lot of challenger.
A lot of challenger. Yeah, well, we got there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 challenger out there. Yeah, top 10-ish. Madrid played last night. I think a lot went 120 minutes, or some
you see
people
Valverde's goal?
I didn't know. I heard he punched someone. Did he punch someone?
Well, I didn't hear that.
I seen on Twitter. I was on a little walk, and I just saw on Twitter someone was like Valverde's, giving someone a little rib tickler or something, and the guy dropped it. I don't know, man.
You say about somebody?
Yeah, I think so. And the ref didn't do anything or something. I've seen somebody moaning basically the ref didn't do anything, but I didn't see his goal either. Was it a banger?
Oh yeah, it was a worldie.
Classic. Valverde. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a banger from range. I seen it once, so I couldn't tell you in detail, but I seen it. I was like, oh, to pick that out because I'd been building lineups. I think after I'd seen it or before I'd seen it, and talking about Valverde, like, oh, if he gets a decisive, if he's in this kind of form, his AAA just just happens, So
right.
if you can get him involved in the final third, he's a huge card. At home at Las Palmas, great game for Real Madrid. Then Bruges. I don't know how Bayern Munich get that high. Really, like Wolfsburg won 5-1 midweek. I know it's Bayern Munich at home, but like third top, 81% chance to win. It's a bit, I don't know. It's definitely not misleading, but I think PSV have got a better chance of winning. Probably Benfica as well, for my money.
Maybe, I don't know, for Militao, we mentioned them a few times on the deadline just because of Zaidu and stuff, and he's still there. I don't think that's like a gimme for Benfica, honestly. I don't think they're as good as they were last year, maybe, for Militao, but they're still like a mid-table, if not just above that, Portuguese team. It's not a walk in the park, I don't think. Yeah, the Wolfsburg one's interesting. They've turned a corner a little bit, haven't they? They've started scoring goals. Arnold's back, and defensively they look okay.
Last week, Harry.
Go on.
I was going to say last week we were here for the deadline show, and the last super rare forward I had to pick was a sub, and we went with Lucas Nemeka. Last weekend, DNP, not even in the squad. I thought, he's injured again, isn't he?
Yeah.
Midweek comes off the bench and scores 2 in that 5-1 win.
Stop! I didn't even know that.
Near to that. I didn't even get notifications for it. It's like they gave up on Nemeka notifications on the sofa score.
I'm pretty sure Patrick Wimmer came off the bench and scored 100 with like 1 decisive in that game. Like midweek now for Wolfsburg. We could probably just look at it quite easily. Yeah, there is. Look at that.
49 AA. How did he do that? Triple as well.
8 duels won, 3 interceptions, 3 tackles because he's a midfielder, so you'll get them. Triple. Unbelievable score. Yeah, there's your boy. There he is.
Off the bench for 2. Couldn't believe it.
17 minutes. Great little cameo, that.
Oh, bring it back. Bring it back, Lucas.
Myler. Yeah. But, I mean, it's Bayern, though, Quinny. Come on. Surely they steamroll them, don't they?
Yeah, but do they, so with me, it's like, is the gap between... I think the gap between Benfica and Famalicão is bigger than the gap between Bayern and Wolfsburg. It's kind of what I'm trying to get at with some of those ones. Like, they will win, but are they like going to... Is it that big of a win potentially then?
I mean, they drew with... I know they're losing games here, but like, drew with Porto.
Yeah.
Okay, lost 3-0 to Sporting. I don't know. They beat Benfica last season 2-0. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. They're not, honestly, they're not bad. I'd have Famalicão better than Wolfsburg personally, but I don't think it'll be much. I think the scores will be quite similar, if I'm being honest. Whether that's a 3-1, 3-0, 2-0.
And what's the tail of the tape? What do we have just behind this page? Much on?
City, Chelsea have a nice fixture at home to Wolves. Feyenoord away to Willem 2, keep conceding goals for fun. Forest, Southampton.
Ooh, that's quite low. That's quite low in the
feel
order,
low,
doesn't
it? Yeah, it does feel low. Liver away to Brentford, Roma, USG, Arsenal, Villa.
Arsenal 64% chance to win on the Villa. That feels wrong. 64.
I guess. Yeah, I guess so. But then, Unai Emery back up, the Emirates. Totally. It could be something funky going on there. No Saka. I don't know. It's not as if there's loads of SO5 scores right now for Arsenal, especially top 6 positions, defense maybe. Yeah,
I was saying on my lineup building as well last night, Emi Martinez, Arsenal don't have a striker, can't score goals and all that. Could be a Martinez hero match, maybe save a pen or something, or just be guy makes 5 saves in 2 seconds,
Yeah, 100% revenge game. Newcastle, I know Bournemouth are no mugs.
That's way low.
Do you think?
Oh, that's way too low. Yeah, Bournemouth have no strikers now.
Yeah, Semenyo. I don't know. Semenyo just scored 2 midweek against Chelsea. They've got a little bit. I know what you mean. They don't have any strikers. They're just playing players there, and it's working. But I don't know. Tops 60% and above. It's quite a long list, really. I know we've got more things back and whatever, but yeah, it's interesting.
Fair play. As usual, I think we'll start with the Premier League, and we'll just probably take the running order on this because Newcastle Bournemouth was the game we were just chatting about there, and Alexander Isak is in prime transfer window form, isn't he? The transfer window's open when some of these guys start just scoring every week all of a sudden. Not that I'm trying to allege anything. I think Isak's probably there for a while, but it's always funny how when players need a new contract or when the transfer window's open, extra bits of form just seem to happen, isn't it? And Isak is just undeniable. And the rest of the squad's been brilliant over the last couple of games.
That midfield 3, mate, is just honestly just carried. There was a time in season 1 there when the front 3 wasn't doing much if we're talking decisives, but they were always in games because their midfield would just outrun people, outpass people, and outwork people basically a lot of the time with Joe Linton and Bruno and Tonali coming back into the team. But since they've started scoring DAs and stuff, the team as an SO5 sort of thing is just unbelievable. The Newcastle stack is probably the best stack in the Prem right now, really, because you kind of know where the decisives are going to come from. There's just things you can kind of forecast. But it's hard to play the full stack unless you've got a massive collection bonus on them. I think Isak's the best number 9 in the world right now.
I'd go along with that.
It's not I don't think that's a very crazy statement to say, but I think he is. I think he's the best number 9. I think he has everything.
You take him over Kane?
Yeah, okay, fair. That maybe is the one where you're it's tough. But I think he has more to his game than a Kane does. He's more athletic. He can do, but then Kane can do things that Isak can't. So I'll give Kane that, obviously, and he's proven. But yeah, if I'm building a project, I think I'm taking. Well, you're gonna have to take Isak, right? Younger and whatever.
You taking Isak over Chris Wood?
I love Chris Wood. His stats are backing a lot of things up. But yeah, you've got to, haven't you?
Yeah, fair. Bournemouth team's on screen for anyone who wants to see it as well. The next game I've got here is Brentford-Liverpool. Brentford, again, I don't never really have too much to say about them every week, but there's our team on screen. And the Liverpool team on screen here as well. I'm just trying to think of the Liverpool game we had just gone in the midweek. Forest, yeah, I knew it was a kind of tougher one. So this will be a good game to kind of follow off the back of that as well. Just keep the momentum going and all the rest of it. Looks like the team's pretty full strength. I don't know who you'd swap out of that, really. Maybe there's a case for Nunes and any of the other ones. They're all quite interchangeable, it feels like. But against Brentford away, this is probably quite good for the main squad players in Liverpool, isn't it? Like Salah's and Van Dijk's and whatever.
Mm-hmm. Of all players to keep Salah quiet after you sell him, Quinny, was my boy, Nico Williams. Couldn't get a sniff.
Oh, yeah, last game, of course. Yeah.
Nico played left back as well. He's not even left-footed. And he's dealing with a Mo Salah on incredible form. So yeah, Forest are flying, mate. I love Forest.
Did a job on them for sure.
Big time.
This is a kind of quietly good game in the Premier, I think. Like, Fulham are a SO5 friendly outfit. You know what I mean? There's a fair few players here that either as a standalone piece in somebody's team or like the little kind of stack on the budget or the little zigging when people zag kind of move. Away to Leicester's a good one for Fulham, I think.
Yeah, I think it could be as well. They surprisingly conceded a few goals, man, against West Ham, which was obviously not probably on the cards. But yeah, you're right. There is some SO5 friendly players there. I just don't know if it's going to actually. I don't know. Leicester are weird, aren't they? It wouldn't surprise me if this is like a really boring game. I'm talking like 1-1. I don't know why. I've got a weird feeling about it. Like that midweek for Fulham was quite disastrous. I think, against West Ham, and I mean they have to bounce back. But I've got a weird feeling about it. I don't know why. I can't take it out of my head for some reason.
The chat thinks it's Iwobi season, and I think when you look at like the likes of Iwobi, both the fullbacks, the keeper, your boy Wilson, there's a bones of some scores in here. Just obviously you need decisives because that's your fear. There's not many going round.
Yeah, and they all seem to concentrate between Iwobi obviously, and then if Jimenez scores the pen, Pereira. That's the issue for me with Wilson now. If Pereira plays, he's on set pieces most of the time, and it's a bit of a killer for Wilson's AA there. Obviously, Robinson's. I wouldn't be scared to play Robinson at all. There's definitely an assist there, probably waiting for him if there's a couple of goals for them. But I don't think there's a big if, but it's not it's definitely not small.
Yeah, I'm with you. And guys, we're about 160, 170 to join us on YouTube. So thanks to everyone that is tuning into the show. If you could smash the like button when you're here, it just helps YouTube know that we're having a good time. We're getting stuck in. We might get some more Sorare scouts and managers come and join us, and then we can make sure we get some breaking intel that might be dropping on the timeline into the live chat. We're also live on Twitter and Twitch. So whatever you need to do on whatever platform you find us on, like, share, retweet, all that good stuff. Follow, subscribe, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Do all the stuff. Help us out here. Harry Trades' channel, of course, linked in the description down below. And we're using Predictify to power all of our lineups. All the information's on the little banner at the bottom of the screen. Crystal Palace, West Ham, two teams that are kind of like starting their season now, it feels like in some ways. West Ham at home will put their team on screen first. King Carlos Soler with a wee decisive last weekend is good for me to see that. Almost called him Harry Potter there. Graham Potter fancies having him in the best 11. Paqueta up front. Is that cheat code in the making?
Potentially, yeah.
Three, Suchek, Alvarez, and Guido. And that midfield three never played under David Moyes or Lopetegui. The pure butcher midfield.
I don't know. It's a weird team. Like, it's a very strange team. But like, I like Paqueta. He's a good player. I don't know how this looks actually, in actuality, like on the field.
Suchek up front.
Well, yeah, probably, yeah, Fellaini style. Get him in there, and then Kudus is running off him. Soler may be the same. I get it, but I still think it's lacking something. Like, obviously, it shows where they are in the league. But I like Potter. I think he could maybe do a half decent job there with maybe what he's given. But Palace are good away from home. That'd be the biggest worry for me for West Ham.
And they're in pretty cracking form at the moment. They've lost Shalba. He's been back to Chelsea. But otherwise, I think, again, like the midfield two is quite interchangeable for them. That's one thing I notice with Palace every week is that kind of engine room gets mixed up quite often. But the kind of the chassis, if I can stay with the car analogy, seems to be quite consistent. So it looks like they're starting to get into their strap. Tyrick Mitchell and Daniel Munoz have got nice little L5s building at the moment. You've mentioned Sarr, Eberechi Eze is back on it. And Mateta apparently scored a world day the other day. So
did he?
Palace not to be written off.
Nah, the front three is frightening. Like, it's just so dynamic, and there's just goals, there's legs, there's flair with Eze. Like, yeah, that's a frightening front three to play against away from home as well. I wouldn't want to be defending against that.
Yeah. So again, I think for maybe not West Ham, a wee bit underwhelmed with the midfield three. Makes me think they're going to be behind the ball quite a lot, even though they're at home. But again, like you said, who knows how this actually shakes out, if this is even the team. But yeah, it could be quite AA friendly. Not many decisives, perhaps, but very hard game to call. And then we get Arsenal against Sevilla, who we were speaking about before. And Arsenal are fine at the moment, aren't they? Also, they're the only people that are probably going to challenge Liverpool as it stands at the moment. But they're not without their problems. They're certainly not like totally motoring on. And that's why I just was like, being that heavily favoured against Aston Villa feels inappropriate.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, man. I didn't watch the full North London derby, but I saw Rice's interview and he basically said like we could have scored 10, but they could have scored 7. Like it was just a basketball game basically, and obviously they ended up getting the win. But like I just think a Saka-less Arsenal is just, well, we know it's a completely different outfit. Like it's Martinelli is no Saka replacement. I can tell you that for free. So I don't know. I just think they're lacking a bit of cutting edge, obviously, and have been for a while. That's why they're in search of a 9. I've seen Sesko linked, but that ain't going to happen for this game. So I don't know, mate. I'm with you. I'm just not too high on it. I'm not too high on Villa getting battered. I just don't see that happening, really.
Yeah. And then away from home, we have Aston Villa, and this looks like maybe Cash and Mings I'm always 50-50 on. Like, I think they're good Premier League players, but I think this is probably the strongest starting 11 we've seen from them. Tielemans in the hole, Onana and Camara in that kind of base position, Rodgers and Bailey on the wings, and now they finally replaced Moussa Diaby, Daniel Malin on the bench to kind of like, if they need to change it up but keep pace, they've got someone else now that can get thrown into the fray, as well as, of course, as we know, the best super sub to ever play in the Premier League, John Duran, back in amongst it as well. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I can't see Arsenal scoring more than 2 against this Villa team generally.
Yeah,
like the attacking kind of power, and how tight the midfield is and stuff.
They have to go 3 in midfield. Like they do, like going Duran and Watkins sometimes, don't they? At home, I think like a double 9, but you can't do that away to Arsenal. So yeah, having that midfield 3, Boobs and Onana all just need to be just doing a lot of legwork there, and Tielemans is into keep the ball basically. Yeah, I think Tielemans is like, I kind of slated him early on in the season. Like I just weren't having him in that sort of deeper role. Like he's good. I just don't think he offers the dynamism as like a Kamara and Onana do. But like a little bit further forward, his vision off both feet is absolutely unbelievable. Like he threads passes that obviously not many people can do. Hence why he's a professional footballer in the Premier League. And he's not the most athletic player in the world, as we know. So he has to be very good at those things, and he really is. And then Rodgers, Watkins, and Bailey, bit of pace, power, and I don't know about precision because Watkins keeps getting, or like, because I sold my Watkins to Sam Ty right early on in the season. I won an in-season Watkins like randomly as like a tier 2, and every time he misses a big chance, he'll just message me saying fraud. I've just sold him. I've just sold him a dud, and he can't let it go. So
a pirate copy.
Yeah, it's an imposter Watkins.
Love that. Everton Tottenham is on screen. And again, like Everton have got the return of the Moyes. David Moyes is back in the building. Don't really see much of a change overall here, bird's eye view. But again, one thing, I hate saying like a broken record, but one thing I was saying to the chat last night is David Moyes being back at Everton. This Iliman Diaye is giving me mad Steven Pienaar vibes now. Like we're just going to get, like, I think he's still going to be he's just going to Pienaar us, I think, and he's going to be, you know what I'm getting at, don't you?
Yeah. He plays quite similarly to him in a weird way. Like, yeah, Pienaar was a player. I love Steven Pienaar. Great player in that Fellaini era.
Yeah, don't know if we can get Jesper Lindstrom to turn into Tim Cahill or whatever, but I think I'm looking forward to seeing how Moyes does it. Everyone, hopefully the fans are behind him, because I think that was his main problem at West Ham. Really, is he just were never happy with him. And this is a Tottenham team, best number 9 in the world, Isak or Solanke. We're taking Isak, aren't we?
Jesus. They struggled against a Tamworth side.
Yeah,
a couple of years ago when I was playing like Welsh League, we played them in pre-season. Tamworth, we went to their ground and stuff, and played them for a pre-season game. So yeah, but it was mad because like everyone was saying like Premier League players don't play on 4G anymore, do they? Like it's not a thing, on our officials. So it was just interesting to see them play there and not do too well. Their centre half was doing fucking Rabonas and stuff, wasn't he?
I seen that. Centre half was loving it. The camera's been on.
Yeah,
didn't look that player either, but he just drops the shoulder, didn't he? Wee Cruyff turn or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I'm just going to try and pick the pace up a wee bit. So I've just seen the time and we're still on the Prem, but this is the Man United team expected to play Brighton. Did you see the thing about Xerxes this morning? He was celebrating the Diad goal and he like grabs his wanger and it's been caught on camera.
Does he?
And he's like, he may be getting suspended. Like he goes to the fans, he's proper grabbing at it, and he's like, he didn't even score, It's like he might get suspended.
Just kahunas.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's in the factor for this or not, but he's 50-50 with Højlund to start this, so maybe watch out for a few different ways that might be disrupted. And I got the best double decisive I've had all season. We got O'Reilly linking up with Matoma last night. Sadly, the team was held back by Kasper Schmeichel that conceded 3 goals. Would you believe it? So no reward, sadly. But they don't fancy a Yari to start against Man United, right? But I think O'Reilly came off after 60 odd minutes or something. Didn't play the full 90. I think O'Reilly's getting into that mode where Brighton want to play him. I don't know. I don't know much about Ayari, how he's been doing. I've not seen Brighton since the kind of earlier stages of the season. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. Brighton, Man United, quite an open game.
Yeah, tough to call, mate. Really tough. We saw United struggle against the Southampton team yesterday at home for a long period. And yeah, obviously they probably dominated the game, but end up getting the win. Brighton are a better team than Southampton, right? So they'll have to be on it. And I think the odds are quite heavily stacked in United's favour, which I kind of get. They're at home, but like I think it's a bit more 50-50 than it is now. I think it's like 50-25, obviously, and then you got the draw. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not. You can't be high on United. Like, let's just be honest about it.
Nah, need goals to come.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the games of the weekend, it was quite low down on the pecking order, but Forest at home to Southampton, obviously just having their hearts broken against Man United, like you mentioned there. And Forest going into the stratosphere every game week, it feels like. Full strength, no one's missing. Rinse and repeat.
Mate, like unbelievable. Like there's another 5 there. Like with Newcastle, is Sells, Murillo. Well, Sells, Murillo, Gibbs, White, and then whoever you want to take of like Alanga, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Wood, and obviously Elliot Anderson. There's actually more than probably the same amount of like plays that could share those decisives around. Like I'm not purposely leaving out Nico there, but Murillo is just a safer scorer right now, and he's just ridiculous, by the way. Like he's going to get a massive move, Murillo. He's so good for his age.
Is it him that's got a midfielder card? There's one of these Forest guys that's a mid.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. Well, is it his old card is a mid or something? There's definitely a funky situation with one of them. You're right. Yeah.
Is this a Southampton team they're going to be taking on? I don't really got much to say about it. Sorry, Southampton fans. Ipswich are at home to City. This is the Ipswich team. And they just lost 2-0 to... Who did Ipswich just get? Brighton. Yeah, that was the Matoma thing. So City feel like they're kind of half back. They're spending in the transfer market. Maybe wake some of these guys up. Maybe reinvigorate a few others as well while they're at it. Pretty full strength side. It's hard to argue with the starting 11 here by all accounts. Ortega Moreno in goals. Kyle Walker's on his way to Milan. 50-50 on Kovacic and Gundogan. But otherwise, it's kind of what you'd expect from the team, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Battle of the 90s, isn't it? Delap versus Haaland.
Yeah.
Ex-club as well, like Tom. Like Tom says there, I was going to mention it, but yeah, ex-club, City boy.
And Murillo's a mid, or has a mid. I don't know if that's exclusive, but yeah, it's something I noticed the other day. So yeah, it's City cards, like City could just wake up in this game week, couldn't they? Like SO5 wise, De Bruyne 100, Haaland a 70 or an 80, because that's just his ceiling, isn't it? Whatever. For some of these other guys, so yeah, could be a good one for them. And you said this is a good game for Chelsea. I make it quite right, just because Wolves love to concede and stuff, but Wolves aren't like a pushover outfit, by any stretch. Chelsea love to concede, and Akpom, they've had to call back Chalobah. Their defence can leak a bit. Palmer's on a 50-50 here with Felix. What's the script on that?
I don't know. Someone said in the chat earlier that someone mentioned it on Maresca says Palmer, Enzo. Oh, wow. Enzo's a doubt, is he? Jesus. That's not ideal. I'll have to remember that.
So we'll be watching out from the live chat, guys.
Well, that changes things a little bit, doesn't it? If Enzo and Palmer are out, big if, but yeah, that completely changes the dynamic of that matchup, on its head.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? Even, is Neto on that run? No, he's not, but even Neto's 50-50 here with Madueke. So I don't know what they suspect. Or Caicedo might be forced into right back for Reece James.
He's been doing a little bit of that already, but yeah, that would be crazy.
This is kind of a weird match, isn't it? All of my guys are playing. Agbadou's in the team. Still needing our goalkeeper. Still needing our centre back. But under this Vittoria Ferreira, whatever you call him, like they're kind of, let's go for it again. They're kind of rejuvenated, and Cunha back from his 3-game suspension, come off the bench in the midweek. If there was a shock in this game, I would say this might be the shock of the game week. Maybe if you include Villa not losing as a shock, maybe that's it for me. But otherwise, I'd say maybe Wolves not losing is maybe the shock I'd go for here.
Mm-hmm. They play Monday, into Rosette says, so maybe Monday there's less jeopardy. Yeah, less jeopardy than maybe first feared, I guess.
Yeah. Bundesliga will kind of rattle through just to try and catch up the time. But we've got a 4 each, a 5 each game waiting to happen here. Frankfurt at home to Borussia Dortmund. And yeah, it does not look like Marmoush. He's now not in the reckoning. He was like 50-50 last night on this. He's now out the fold. Ansgar Knauf is a very good deputy, but in that kind of situation, a lot of pace, as we spoke about on this show before. And otherwise, I think the team's pretty much at full strength. Mario Götze coming back in on the right-hand side here, where Knauf normally is found in these pictures. Ekitike was going to need to put the ball in the back of the net. Trap attack and goals in the back four looks pretty good. And Borussia Dortmund, again, in our change-up in midfield. Pascal Gross looks to be back in the building. Centre-backs, the defence looks to be back together. Julian Brandt, 60-40 over Reina. Bayer, 75-25 over Adeyemi. Girassi in the building. Bino Gittins in the building. This is going to be, 5 each or something, eh?
Could be something nuts, couldn't it? Easily.
It feels like it. Bayern Munich, one of the highest rated games of the game week. Again, they're playing all my boys, which is fun. And the team, that's pretty full strength, isn't it? We've got Davis back, Kim Min-jae, Upamecano back in at centre back. They do need a right back situation resolved. Obviously, I don't think Limer's who they want there out and out. But yeah, Musiala, Kane, Sané, all the main guys are there, aren't they? Against this Wolfsburg team on screen.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. Could be a 5-1 again. Potentially, like Wolfsburg had midweek.
We love to see those Bayern clean sheets go away, don't we? We've got Bochum at home to Leipzig. This is the Bochum team for anyone that's going to go for it. Xavi Simons is back off the treatment table. He's got an L3 building up quite nicely. This could get it to an L4 and L5 or so. I've also brought in Riedel Baku, who's got a Leipzig card now. He's moved in the January window, and I think this will be a great move. Baku on the right, Bomb on the left, Harry, is Germany under 21s vintage from that year. That year we'll love seeing Musiala, Wirtz, Schlotterbeck, all those guys come through. So that's good vibes for me if I'd get involved in that. But Openda gets sent off midweek. So Nusa is in the Arrowhead spot here. No Sesko either. So this is a weird one. You would expect Leipzig to score a lot against Bochum, but there's a wee kind of change in players and kind of systemish, you know.
Yeah, no 9 basically. So yeah, I'll have to figure that one out, I guess. But I still think they'll have enough quality, won't they, to sort of penetrate them.
Yeah, I think so. I think you'll probably find Baumgartner's maybe more of the actual middle guy here, looking at it a bit closer. But let's see how it shakes out. Heidenheim are at home to St. Pauli. Heidenheim team is on screen here. Paul Wanner. This Kratzik, by the way, I'm pretty sure he's got defender cards. I'm pretty sure I built him in my warm-up mode, and he's like a Bayern or a somebody. I'm sure it's Bayern, like one of these wonder kid German youth internationals, Bischoff Mark II, if you like. And he's on to start. Wanner's in the team. He's one of those guys as well. And yeah, nobody else to really talk about here. Against St. Pauli, who are going with a midfield engine room of Jackson Irvine and James Sands. Isn't that just fun? Saliakis on the right, Vasilj in goals. And you know, that's ex-Celtic, ex-Rangers. That's quite funny. Although I don't like to think of James Sands as ex-Rangers because he really should never have went there. Ruined what I think of the guy. But anyway, that could be could be good in the Bundesliga, but like, let's see how they do AA-wise. It's not something I'm mad hyped for, but just a wee talking point. Holstein Kiel team is on screen. They are hosting Hoffenheim, and I think Andre Kramaric went semi-viral after saying they were a big shit in the midweek, and he wants to grab somebody by the collar at the moment, doesn't he? Put them up against the wall. I don't know if that's the players or the manager. Someone in my chat said, Harry, it's more the club because they've been buying really crap players apparently. This is the team they've got.
I kind of like missed that from other like players in the Prem. Like I want to see more honesty from like Premier League players. You know, like I watched the interview and it was quite like obviously he was fuming and stuff, but like you want to just see real people. Like that's it. At the end of the day, they're real people, but a lot of the time they just have to fucking fake it. They have to just say nothing. Obviously, media trained or whatever. But I like it. I think more honesty is better for me. I like seeing behind the doors and whatever.
Yeah, I'm with you all the way there. Because everyone's had a job where you don't like your boss, or you don't like the way the company's doing something or whatever, you know, and it's the same situation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then, let them vent. We like to hear it. This is the Stuttgart team. They are taking on Freiburg. Again, this is like mini Frankfurt Dortmund, isn't it? Stuttgart, Freiburg. It's kind of the same animal, just maybe with less teeth for less expectations or whatever. Both teams have been on screen. Good luck to anyone that's going for that. Oh, by the way, Leverkusen Gladbach is very much in that mode as well. Leverkusen hitting top form at the moment. Their team is on screen. Palacios and Xhaka in the engine room. Schick still in attack. Tella in support. Otherwise, you can kind of pick the rest of them quite easily. Against Mönchengladbach. Rocco Reitz in the 10.
Yeah, they played a midfield three with him, Sander, and Weigl against Bayern. So they reckon that they might emulate that again here.
Good for
He didn't.
Reitz, was it?
Yeah, he didn't score that well, but like they said, they played as a decent three. So
Love that.
yeah.
This is the Union Berlin team. They're taking on Mainz. There's Berlin. Here is Mainz. Laszlo Benes versus Amiri.
Yeah.
Battle of keepers as well. Werder Bremen at home to Augsburg. This is a Bremen team. Feels like a great game for Marvin Duck shoulders. And then this is the Augsburg team. Excuse me.
Big
Finn Damen and Arne Meyer, two other members of that German under-21 team I mentioned earlier. On you go, Harry, sorry.
I was going to say, that Maurice up front, that Alexis Cloud Maurice, like he smashed midweek away to somebody.
Nice.
Like scored like 80, 90. Yeah, I think he scored really well.
We've got a shout for a hosting Kiel player, so let's watch out for that.
Okay.
We'll fire through La Liga next. The top team we've got here is Espanyol at home to Valladolid. This is the Espanyol team for anyone that's interested in it. Valladolid. Celtic linked to Raul Moro on the left wing here, 50-50. Maybe that's because he's going to catch a flight to Glasgow, perhaps. Karel Hein, Marcus Andre, top and bottom here. Girona Sevilla, fun game for me. A lot of guys are playing again, which is fun. Sevilla team. There you go. Now, Harry, I spoke about this. I've got 3 La Liga super rare goalkeepers. I'm going to finish that sentence now. One of them.
Yeah, no, I've seen your thing yesterday. Yeah.
One of them plays Atletico Madrid. One of them plays Real Madrid, and one of them plays Barcelona. So I am screwed.
That's like winning the lottery in the negative sense.
The crappiest of odds. So here's the first one: Dimitrovic for Leganés against this Atletico Madrid team, who Atletico Madrid feel quite prime at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think they've been scoring a ton though, have they? I think they did midweek in the cup, but I don't think like in the league they've been like prolific. I could be wrong, but I think that's probably the best matchup before going into any of the other ones for you, like for your goalkeepers. You probably got to fancy that at home, haven't you?
Yeah, probably. What I tried to work out was less chance of conceding 3 and being at home is the two things I kind of worried about, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We then got Betis at home to Alavés. We have Hesse. Oh no, I thought it was James. Then I thought it was Hesse, but it's Jesus Rodriguez that they've got into their team here. Isco's in, Nola Celso, Abdi on the wing.
Injured.
Oh, is he injured?
Yeah.
This is it. Deportivo Alavés team on screen for anyone that wants it. And then we have the aforementioned Getafe at home to Barcelona. And Getafe, as we know, are going to give Barcelona 80% possession in this one. And it's just going to be a Sorare fest. So let's just hope Sorare can hero himself out. He saved a penalty last week, Harry, which was monstrous.
I saw that.
So could be another one of those days. I thought you were going to say something, sorry.
Oh, no,
and then
sorry.
this is the Barca team. Olmo, is he registered? He's 50-50 for this game, it seems like. And I think it's on like fitness and stuff if you read the notes. But I thought I heard something about like, they've done it. They've managed to register him again, but I've not heard anything. And I swapped in Rafinha for Salah. So quite a good game for Rafinha against Getafe. Lots of set pieces to take. Just need one decisive and I'll be quite happy. Ronald Araujo coming back into this makes Barcelona for me quite a stackable outfit again. And yeah, good game for them. Hopefully it's a 2-0. High AA 2-0 game is what I'm after. Celta Vigo Bilbao. Celta Vigo is on screen. Jonathan Bamba, by the way, going to Chicago Fire. That is potentially a huge MLS card in the making. Bamba's a proper player.
Good player.
And what else happened to Celta Vigo this week? Something else. I'm not too sure. Mingueza's still there. It might have been that I was thinking of. No Marcus Alonso here. Maybe he's suspended or something. Maybe there's something else with Celta Vigo and I'm forgetting. Athletic Club. This is their team on screen. No Sanchez, otherwise full strength, as far as I can tell. Real Madrid at home to Las Palmas. This is the Real Madrid outfit. And outside of Brahim Diaz, quite a strong kind of front six here. Tuchemeni finally back into centre mid. Valverde we spoke about before in fantastic form. And with no Vinny, Mbappe is going to go back to where he wants to play. And the thinking man's Real Madrid forward, Rodrigo, is going to be in the arrowhead position. This could be a very good one for Real Madrid, I think.
Yeah, you've got to think so, haven't you? If you can get the team right. I think Camavinga's out, obviously, looking at that. I saw this morning, but yeah, it's Rodrigo Bells and Valverde and Mbappe, isn't it? Pick your poison out of those four, really. It was De La Torre, yeah.
Yeah. I think he'll be good in MLS. I heard you talking about him on a piece of content somewhere.
Sharp. Yeah, I like him.
This is the Las Palmas team. Osasuna Vallecano, if you want to say 0-0 in another way. So there you go. Sergio Herrera, good goalkeeper pick. But again, he is dangerous for random rotation, and he is 65-35 here. So watch out for that. And Rayo Vallecano been hit with a free window transfer ban by FIFA. So they're not signing Luis Palma. They've just let James Rodriguez go. And it feels like if you have a Rayo Vallecano player, you can rely upon their utility for free transfer windows now without much going on here. So this is how they look to line up. 0-0 waiting to happen in that one. Valencia against Sociedad, my in-season derby, if you've ever seen one. The Valencia team is on screen. Mamadashvili's back, which is probably a good thing for them. Sociedad team is on screen as well. Not much to really write about here. Oh, Xavi Lopez fancied for left back. That's a wee development. But otherwise, I think this team's quite nailed on. Maybe a bit of a 50-50 situation here with Sucic, and maybe a wee bit of a tactical rejiggle. Maybe Gomez plays midfield and somebody like Oscarson or Barrenechea goes into the front three. But Taki Kubo is in that shop window mode. I don't know if you've seen his goal last week, but someday one of those football goons retweeted it. It's one of the ones I don't really like, but it's also on my timeline, saying it was Salah-esque, and it was a very Salah-esque goal. Takes it from the halfway line, knocks it on with the head, nutmegs a guy, sits the keeper down. It was a good one. So it's Taki season.
Taki season, yeah.
This could be low-key a very good match. Villarreal at home to Mallorca. Villarreal very good at home. Mallorca typically not as good at home as they are away. And, I thought Jerry Moreno would start this, but he'll be coming from the bench. The team overall is pretty good. We're all expecting this goalkeeper to do pretty well. And this is the Mallorca team that they'll be up against. Mallorca also have a FIFA-imposed free transfer window ban that came in alongside Vallecano, so you can probably rely upon some of these players to not go anywhere anytime soon. Yeah, I can take a wee breath for a second while we get to the next league, but Sociedad a nightmare.
To be fair, there's not much Contender this week, Quinny. So, like, I'm not saying we're not in a rush, but like, there's really not much in Contender. Obviously, there's quite a bit in Chal, to be fair, but
I think we'll go to Serie A before we go to France. But yeah, good catch on that point, Harry boy. Roma Genoa was one of the top games on the matchups tab. This is the Roma team. Claudio Ranieri living his best life, doing his best swan song. This is a really strong team. I really couldn't pick much fault with this from front to back. As like a team in Serie A, like where would you upgrade? Like there's nowhere obvious kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Genoa, still no Balotelli. I think he's been released by now. Patrick Vieira still trying to work out how we get a team together here. Bologna at home to Monza. Bologna drew 2-2 with Inter, which is definitely not it's very a respectable result, you must say. Ravaglia Skorupski on the coin toss. Yay, love to see that. No Ferguson from the start in this one. Oh no, he is. Sorry, he is. He's here rather than here. Dalinga over Castro, and then the Monza team on screen here. Daniele Maldini apparently been scouted and linked to Juventus, and I've seen AC Milan fans up in arms in this in a big way. They do not want to name Maldini on a black and white jersey. It's just they will not let it happen. So he must be doing pretty well, but I've not really noticed it SO5 wise. And speaking of Juve Milan, guess what we've got this weekend? It is Juve at home to Milan. Weston McKennie, the man who can do anything, is playing left back because Cambiasso might be on his way to Manchester. And Nico Gonzalez in at right wing. Dusan Vlahovic, who they're trying to swap for Xerxes in the Arrowhead position here. Decent team, not too amazing. Yildiz obviously getting a bit of reputation growth this year. And the Milan team looks pretty good nowadays. I think if they get Kyle Walker in, like, see for like Serie A level, I know people are saying his legs are gone or whatever, right? But in Serie A, you will not see that, I don't think, number one. And I think if you look at that back four, not a big Gabia guy, but if you had like Malik Tiao or some of the other guys who've got in their squad, but Tamori, Tio Hernandez, Kyle Walker, Magic Mike, that feels like a really good Serie A back four, like in the making. And the rest of the team here is pretty handy. Still no Pulisic, Jimenez on the wing.
Yeah, solid enough. I saw, Pulisic might have got injured maybe midweek or something. Sure.
Take been offered to Newcastle.
Wow.
Is he an upgrade on Jacob Murphy? You ask Newcastle fans that at the moment, don't you?
Yeah, maybe.
for the form he's been in. Atalanta against Napoli has given me some of the vibes we got in the Bundesliga, where it's just going to be punch for punch, man. There's not many clean sheets happening, is there? Across some of these bigger teams. Retegui back in the fold. No Cherky yet, but maybe we'll get there one day. Scalvini back in the building as well.
Yeah, I think, again, another one that I'm sure I saw went off injured midweek, but he's probably fine.
Scalvini's that?
Yeah, had a little substitution. It might have just been like a SofaScore mistake or whatever. Yeah.
This is the Napoli team, which doesn't look as scary without crowds on it anymore. And, as the seasons wore on, it just looks more kind of like, okay, they're fine, rather than, they could do something.
Right. Yeah.
Fiorentina at home to Torino. Team is on screen here. Battle of the goalkeepers, it feels like. De Gea against Vanya. Anything else to write home about here? Probably not.
Probably not. No, Fiorentina haven't been great recently. They've kind of fallen off a little bit.
Cagliari at home to Lecce. Eli Caprio into play alongside Loperto. Both these guys played together last year at Empoli. So that's a kind of fun team up again to see. Lecce still get Gilabert. I think they were linked to someone. We were chatting about that last week, weren't we? Dorgu, who's been linked to a lot of teams recently. And yeah, that's probably all I've got for them. Parma, Venezia. Good game for Suzuki. Probably not going to concede 3. Could he, save a wee pen, get a wee last man tackle? Maybe. He's been linked to City. He's been linked to Man United. He's really in the shop window. And this is the Venezia team that will be visiting Parma. Hellas Verona host Lazio. This is the Verona outfit. And that Balahaine guy, we've mentioned a few times here, I've been saying everyone to watch out for. He's been linked to Lazio, I think, so he's not going to feature in this game, it looks like. Amin Sarr, former Eredivisie prospect. Kasper Tengsted, former couple of other places to prospect. They're both starting up front together. And this is the Lazio team they'll be facing off against. Tate back in the building. Isaacson has been linked with Celtic kind of on and off by non-reputable sources. But I've seen today he's been linked to Olympiacos. Now, surely if he's available in the transfer market, Celtic fucking wake up and go and get him, because he would be so good for us. And I don't know why they don't want to keep a hold of him. I really don't get it, because he seems to be playing all the time. I think he's a good player. This is a fun team. Nuno Tavares plays as well. He's been getting a lot of decisives this season.
Yeah, again, I don't know. SO5 wise, outside of Ravella, I wouldn't say there's much been going on anyway. Tavares was really good early on in the season, actually. Like, incredible, wasn't he? He went on a mad streak.
Yeah. Ravella, we're all big fans of here as well. And he's been linked to City, I want to say. I've forgotten. Yeah. So it could be a good one for Lazio. Always not good. Verona have been a banana skin, but maybe it's a game where they show up and blitz them. And are at home to Empoli. Zielinski, again, I've been chatting about him in the last week or two because of Calhanoglu getting injured. If Zielinski is going to play, his cards were so cheap recently. He's got lots of cards. He's been getting cards for years, so there's lots of supply going around. Could be a great game for him in that midfield. Love the back three. Goalkeepers as solid as they come. First choice front two. Could be a great inter game.
Yeah. The issue is just no Hakan, isn't it? Injured.
Yep.
He's the massive miss there.
And this is the Empoli team. Now, this Jassy, was it him? I'm sure he's away back to... What was it? No. It was a Swedish player in this team that was getting decisives. I think it's that Jassy, but he's away back to Sweden, it looks like. Which is Blue X territory. So, yeah, watch out for that. I forget who it was. I think it was him. I might be wrong. But, yeah, there you go.
No.
And that goalkeeper that's been doing well is benched. So that might be a wee DNP discount if anyone did fancy that guy. Everyone's favourite team now, Como. Got two of my boys in. I went and got a Kakere, Asan Diao, great debut. Looks like they're going to try and get an Alex Valley from Celtic after we play Champions League matches. And I fancy myself, I might get a wee in-season Butes, Harry. And then I'll have an in-season Como stack to mess about with at the end of the season for what that'll be worth.
Oh my god, you have to get Stravetsa in there.
Yeah, I probably do, don't I? They take on Udinese, who I thought Tovan was dodgy for this game, which is why I was kind of half optimistic for Como, but Tovan looks to be back in the building, and they're still playing this Savai guy, still no Okoye, and the back three still has Omar Souley in it, as well as a few other guys that are quite handy. So yeah, it might be quite a fun watch on Monday. I might tune into this one. As fun as Italian football is.
Yeah, I should be playing my Thalvin somewhere, shouldn't I, really?
Yeah, Como probably don't keep a clean sheet here, do they?
No, you wouldn't think so. But yeah, I don't know where I could fit him in, That's a headache for me, that.
And then we'll rattle through. Oh, we're doing good for time. We're doing good for time. We've got to France now. I feel better. Montpellier are at home to Monaco. Teji in the building, of course. So is Chotard and Lecomte. So I think they're all the main cards. And Monaco, no single, but we've got some of the main guys back. Vanderson, Chao Henrique, Kelleher, Mayeke, L15 under 45, back in the sticks as well. Watch out for him this game week. Minamino, Aliush, Ben Seger, and Bolo. Birif has been signed as well. He's scored on his debut off the bench as well. So maybe a wee bit of Birif action might enhance this attack. But good game.
Yeah, I like
and maybe a Friday as well tonight.
Oh, yeah, it is. So is Lille Nice as well. I didn't realise that. Both Friday nights.
Oh, yeah. There'll be a wee bit of Friday night curse for this tonight. And yeah, this Lille team's changed quite a lot as the season went on, hasn't it? Personnel-wise. Like Mitchell Bakker at right wing. Segovia has been linked to Napoli. So maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
I saw that. Yeah, that's the Cravadonna replacement potentially, isn't it? I think. Mitchell Backer's a left back, isn't he? If it's the same one. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Or maybe they play it back. Yeah, they play back 5 or something. I don't know, actually. I really don't know.
Who knows? They're taking on your boys. Diop, great position for him to rinse some AA. Cho back in the building. I'm happy with that. Klaus as well.
Yeah, honestly, right now, all I'm picking is Bolker and Diop. There's not many other. Well, to be fair, Gassand and Laborde are scoring goals, in fairness to them. But yeah, I don't know. Friday night, Bolker is just recipe for disaster, mate. I can't lie.
But we've got 2 Polish goalies on a Friday. Surely that's a sign they could do well off each other, eh?
Could be an.
I seen a post, Harry. I don't know if it was you that shared it, but Bulka, like he ranks like we know Polish goalkeepers just love goalkeeper statistics. But he's out of contract, I think, in the summer. Like this is a good goalkeeper to be sitting on, maybe.
Yeah, there's a bit of like a situation right now with his contract. He wants X amount. Obviously, the club are not giving him that, and it looks like he's going to leave on a free right now. That's kind of where it's at for now, unless something drastic changes.
We've got Lons at home, and they could need a new goalkeeper. Lons, just losing Bryce Samba. They're at home to PSG. Oh, I think we've just had Celtic drop the Kasper Schmeichel, their press conference. We're playing Cup at the weekend anyway. I hope they get into that rhythm of releasing it before 3 o'clock. That's kind of what I was hoping there. We're trying to train the Celtic media department to bow to our whim here. This is the Lons team, highly depleted. No Danso, no Kusanov, no Samba. So, unlucky. And they're against PSG, and it's a kind of pick and mix situation in the front three. No one knows who's going to play. Left back is 50-50 as well. It's kind of centre back. It's where does Lucas Hernandez play? And by the way, can we just say, Lucas Hernandez, well done to you coming back from yet another career-ending injury, by the way. This is the best player that's not played football for the last 10 years, probably, between Atletico Madrid, Bayern Munich, and PSG. They've had hundreds of millions of pounds of transfer fees circle around for this guy. He is amazing. He's just always broken. Good to see he's kind of back somewhere. Might actually be giving some of you guys some headaches, but yeah, Vitinha's 90%, Jon Snow 70%. Front three has a bag of. Kang In has to start. If there's no Dembele and Barcola, which is what it seems to be here, surely Kang In is going to play, which is good for me, and Hakimi Donnarumma. Yeah. PSG. Anything on them?
Not really. No, I really just don't like touching them, to be honest, because you just never know what's going to happen lineup wise. Horrible.
Who wants Teji? It better not be Saudi.
What is there someone after him?
Graham says so, yeah. If they get relegated, I don't think he'll go down. There's maybe the chat.
Oh, got you.
This is the Rennes team. They're taking on Brestois. Mikhaila Fai is back in the building. Love that. Decent team. Seko Fofana, he's got cards now. Minguiri in the building. And this is the Brestois lineup. Lyon against Toulouse.
Turkey time.
Toulouse. On screen now. St Etienne, somebody said earlier, don't sleep on. I think they said St Etienne, but it was definitely involved in this game. I've got both the goalkeepers in this match. So I'm really hoping it's 0-0. Personally, both teams are quite let downish, but aren't they? So does that mean do they let everyone down and it's a 0-0, or do they let me down and it's like 3-3?
Yeah, I fancy a little 3-3. I think little Moses Simon. Oh, no. Yeah, honestly, Sorba Thomas. Yeah, I can see that there's a couple of goals in that team. I think.
Yeah,
Saint
let's hope.
Etienne, Stassin, Davidashvili, yeah.
Angers Auxerre on screen here. If any of you are going for that. And Reem Le Havre. This could be really good for the Reem guys. Kaito Nakamura and Junior Ito, Harry boy. Good game for them at home. Yuvan Diouf as well.
Yep.
Teddy Twema.
Yeah, I'm excited about that, to be fair. Hopefully they can combine and get a little double DA of some sort. That'd be fun.
Tobias here with the intel as well. Teddy jokingly said that he might be his last interview.
He's such a troll, I think, Teddy.
Is he a troll? Okay.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I think he just loves pulling people's legs. And
speaking of trolls, Neil Mopai on to start. Greenwood is 90% at the moment. You were risky about that earlier.
Yeah, I think he's having another kid or something, so he went back to England.
There's a joke in there somewhere, I think, isn't it? But it's probably in bad taste. And then fixture-proof Santos, he's on to play this game. This team kind of does pick itself for the most part, doesn't it, for Strasbourg?
Yeah, I think so.
Now, guys, this year I've been playing a lot of MFL, which is Meta Football League. It's a football manager type game. It's open network style. Every team you play against is ran and owned by another manager out there. A lot of you guys are in the community currently. I recorded my latest video for it. It'll be out in the next couple of days. Season 2 has been an absolute roller coaster, and I've had a great time with it. There's been lots of you guys in the community that have been jumping on board as well. And if any of you are interested in playing it, we're almost at the end of season 2, so we'll be getting ready for season 3 shortly. There's a link in the description of this video that will support me, the show, the content here, everywhere. If you are going to play MFL, the Open Football Manager Network game that we're all getting stuck into, please do it by clicking on the link in the description of this video. It goes directly to supporting me and the show here and everything we do. So I thank you in advance if you do so. They've been a great supporter on the channel. And, you know, again, if you get stuck or if you've got any questions, reach out and be more than happy to help you out. But yeah, Harry boy, can you take us through what we've got in Challenger?
Yeah, let's do it.
People have been asking for PSV lineups for the last hour, and I've just been sliding by it. No, we'll get there.
Palming it off. Come on then. Let's run through what we got going on in chat.
And as well, if you do need to see teams, like you do need to see teams, and you really should sign up to Predictify yourself, use code Quinny Harry at checkout. Again, you support me and Harry Trades and the show by doing that. Predictify power all the lineups we've got here. They support the show in a big, big way. And please support the show by supporting them. If you do use the service, go and sign up and use code Quinny Harry to show your support for the show itself.
Now, this will be a rapid fire as usual from me. So if there's anything you miss, you're going to have to just rewind and, you know, I'll try and make sure everything is on screen at some point. But yeah, they might not be on there for too long. But yeah, PSV.
I've got a comment here which is kind of hiding a wee bit. So I put this on and take it off, right? This is a good one for the special, right? Do you go Amiri or Isco? I think Isco is at home to Alaves, isn't he? And Amiri is away to Berlin. Yeah. I probably like Amiri better. I think there's more decisive to happen. Yeah. Or maybe that's right. Maybe that's wrong. Yeah.
No Lo Celso for me, so Isco's on everything basically.
Yeah, fair.
You know what I'm saying? If Lo Celso was playing, then I'd be a bit more cautious, but I think, yeah. See, big Seb Haller's back in the Eredivisie.
Rongier missed training for Marseille. Red alert on that.
Yeah.
Heritage time for Rude, AAA.
Heritage time, yeah. I think Bakayoko played like 120 minutes or something midweek. They just about scraped through against somebody. Someone like Excelsior, someone not great, from what I remember. The go-ahead boys are at home to Groningen. Hopefully they can replicate the form of last Friday where Big Jacob Brown carried me. Still probably pissed at me that I didn't captain him. Hopefully.
Can you win for losing sometimes, can you?
I know. 20 away to Nequada. There's a couple of good fixtures, to be fair, in the Eredivisie. Hercules on City. Yeah. Like I said, this will be rapid fire, unfortunately. Heerenveen, big Mats Cohut back in the building against Ajax, though. Tough game. 64, Barobi and Weghorst got maybe in. Jordan Henderson's doing the business. Satalo's back. I think he was injured or something funky was happening with him. Wrench is apparently maybe moving to Rome, I think. Just keep an eye on that one. NEC Fortuna, decent fixture, I think, for NEC. And then Sparta Rotterdam versus Warwick. Boom.
Decent. Division.
Championship will get a little bit of coverage, won't it, Quinny? But it's not going to get a ton. It is Cardiff Swansea this weekend, so derby, South Wales derby for us. Callum Chambers playing CDM, living his best life, getting assists and all sorts. I swear, mental against Swansea. Couple of cards in there. Luton new manager bounce potentially, hopefully. Chef versus Norwich. That's a big game.
Yeah.
Remember when
Burnley Sunderland is like first versus third, isn't it, or something?
Yeah, first, fourth, I think it is. Yeah. Big game. Big game. Enzo Lafie, is he in the building? No. Oh, potentially in the building.
I didn't realise until someone told me this, but the Sunderland manager is his former manager from a team. So that's going to work out.
I think it was.
Lorient as well, yeah. It's going to work out well, I think.
Big time. Big Mikey Johnson. If anyone wants any more championship stuff, we'll do that at the end. But let's just go into what we've got carded first, which is the Belgium League, Ghent versus Charleroi.
We've got a shout for QPR, if you can squeeze that in.
Ah, come on, Matt. Can't be playing QPR players. Come on.
Well, maybe he won't. Let's see what the predicted lineup is, you know.
Come on.
Welshie boy.
Yeah, Welsh. I think he started last game. Go on.
He did. And starting.
Yeah, they reckon. So I don't know how much to believe in. I don't know. Maybe. They played midweek, obviously. Lost to Bruges. Could, yeah. I'm not saying it definitely can't happen. Could happen for sure.
I've got a question for the chat then.
Go on.
Mikey Johnson at home to Stoke or away to Mechelen?
I'd go, well, yeah, I'm going Mikey personally. Madsen doesn't even get a game led. Come on now. He's on the duty every game now. So look, this is the conundrum with Bruges. Like all their best players basically are like 60-40. The Kuipers 35. Like the only mainstays are probably the Lord, maybe Big Brandon, and obviously the keeper. Maybe Siolis, I don't know, but it's tough, really tough.
Scott Volson's on his way out.
Yeah, Wolfsburg.
Yep.
Yeah, he's the most Wolfsburg signing ever, by the way. Like,
big time,
isn't it? Denmark, winger, injury. Like, it's literally, it's mental.
Yeah, it's kind of flimsy, but kind of dynamic.
Do a bit,
like,
mental, mate. Honestly, it's literally just suits them to a T. It's unbelievable.
No, De Kuiper. It looks like Saba is playing it right back. Yeah,
35%. They reckon he's gonna they're gonna rest for the midweek. Basically, is the issue. Big Bilal and Louis Patrice, the boys for the special for me.
Yeah, definitely not in the squad. Confirmed by Niels here.
Yeah, definitely. And then Antwerp lost midweek to somebody. Oh, they played Anderlecht, I think, yesterday in the cup, I want to say.
Yep.
Oliver Demon back in Belgium. I think he took a couple of set pieces as well, if you want to keep an eye on him. Last game for Antwerp. Benfica play tonight. Trubin on 100%.
Schilderup is happening.
Yeah, he scored a wicked goal, didn't he? Cut in on his right foot. Looked really sharp. No Di Maria. R.I.P. Ledinho. Led prep for the Neon Special like 3 years ago and bought Di Maria, and now he's dead. Oh, Gyökeres. That could be breaking news-ish.
Do they need something in the Champions League? Is that their script?
I don't think Rui Silva will start. Gyökeres doubtful.
Just doubtful. Okay.
Yeah. Braga.
I seen today Marcus Edwards wants to leave as well. Oh, it's a nice Braga stack there, isn't there? Bruma and João Moutinho playing. Love that.
Navarro, Moutinho. Yeah, I did see that as well, Quinny. Yeah, you're right.
I take him at Celtic.
Oh, yeah. All day. Does Fabio Vieira walk back in after his little... I don't know what happened with him. Was he late to training or something? There was definitely something that went on. Let me go quickly back to QPR.
Yeah, Sporting have got it all to do in the Champions League. They're playing Leipzig away and then Bologna at home, and they're like in the pack needing points. You know, they're in amongst it. They should get points. So I know he said he's doubtful, but maybe a wee bit of cotton wool getting wrapped on Guy Carez as well.
Mm-hmm. And then we're into Turkey. This game is tonight. This game is in like 3 hours, by the way.
Nice.
Gala. Yeah. Istanbul. Gaziantep. Gaziantep, sorry. Bodrumspor.
Yeah, I think that Galatasaray game is like super highly rated on the matchup tab.
Yeah, it really is. I've got like every one of their players scattered across, like not every one of their players, but like every one of their front three, apart from Oshiman, scattered across a couple of my lineups. So I'm sure something will go wrong. Big Brecalo. Yeah. Bought him for the road to glory. Little Fiorentina forward card. Adana, this is again another really highly rated match. Keeper. Yeah, Livakovic is injured for a couple of weeks. Shock.
Another goalkeeper.
I actually went and bought him because of the news, to be honest, because I'm quite light on child keepers. He was like 25 quid. So yeah, a couple of weeks. And they play midweek. So I was a bit like, you know what? I could maybe get my money's worth even if he dies after that, you know.
You 23?
No, just over, I think, maybe 25-ish. Can't remember, but unfortunately, Cham, he's been training. Apparently, I don't know if it's in the notes. Yeah, someone else said like he wants to play, but the doctors are saying no. So yeah, be maybe cautious on him.
Harry, I only found that right back yesterday doing lineup building. What's his deal? He got a hat trick in the last game.
I bought him yesterday, and he's in my D1. 15 quid. I don't know anything about him, but he's in my best lineup.
Someone tell us what he's on some run. He's L5 or L10 is pretty hot, and he got a hat trick from right back in the last match. So someone tell me, is he taking free kicks? Is he a Jeremy Frimpong type that just goes up front and doesn't actually play right back? What's the deal? Someone tell me. I have to understand.
It's so funny you said that. I literally bought him yesterday, like actually last night when I was building lineups because I didn't have a defender that I liked.
Never knew he existed until yesterday, and I seen him in somebody's lineup, and I was like, "Who the hell is?" Same with that Pedro Amador guy at Atalanta United. I was like, "Who the hell is this guy?"
I did skip Leeds. Sorry for my sins. So there's Leeds.
Leeds and QPR at it.
Yeah. Let's work our way through Contender.
I just want to show this guy quickly, right?
Go on, yeah.
Pedro Malheiro, his name is, 23-year-old Portuguese in the Turkish league. Full back his stats, isn't it? But when you look at that, assist, that's kind of cancelled out there because he's got 2 decisives. So it kind of holds him back. And then a hat-trick.
Yeah.
And then look at that. They subbed him off in the 88 minutes so he could get a standing ovation.
Mental. 3 goals from right back.
Let us know the script if you know it.
Yeah.
Got on the end of set pieces, we think.
And I've got Visca and him in the same lineup, so I'm hoping there's a little bit of
loud slating you.
Yeah, I literally know nothing about him. All I know is he scored 100 last week. That's all I care about.
Jonathan Calves with the insight from Portugal. Love that.
Yeah, Boavista player. Got a noble foot.
And yeah, no Scotland. Contender's a really open region, like really open. Not saying that Scotland dominates it or anything, but there is some cards that just go into squads, even if people do have stacks from these other leagues or whatever. So yeah, it's wide open, I think, for anyone that has been trying to do the alternate route or even just have Mexico guys that are back in action. So quite an open
season as well.
In season D1s and all that stuff. It's like anyone's game.
Yep, big time.
I don't think we had many Contender games in the top rankings, did we? I think there was one, like Young Boys or something, maybe. Or
Young Boys, yeah, you're right.
Something random. I know that Celtic play Young Boys next midweek. Maybe why it caught my eye.
That's class. Bundes 2. I think there's a couple of funky fixtures. There's always goals in this league, isn't there, as we know? So
yeah. Hanover looks good, but yeah, like you said, there's always goals in this league, so you can't really get too excited about the fixture you've got. Because Hanover's good. It's away. Then, like, if they didn't do good, you wouldn't be surprised, would you? Like, it's just Bundy 2.
100%. Braunschweig, Schalke. Yeah, there's just serious amounts of goals, isn't there? Oh, by the way, Led, I was slagging off Klein Hansel. It looks like he's back in the building, so maybe throw him into your neon. He's back.
Nice.
Best contender forward is out this weekend. Luis Suarez. No Inigo Vicente in contender as well.
Ooh. Miguel Gutierrez is likely out. Turbo. Did not see that. Likely. That's not a word I want to see. How likely are we talking, do we think?
Did you see Urbig's being snapped up by Bayern?
Yeah, I'm kind of happy about that because he's not playing at Cologne, so not playing at Bayern's a little bit better because like Neuer always gets injured, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had done Burnley, but if you scroll back maybe 10 minutes, you'll find it.
Yeah, we did. Pretty sure we did.
Malero has 5 goals in his entire career.
No way. That is hilarious.
I think Braga's like 2 minutes back, mate. That's your name,
Yeah,
mate.
definitely,
Matty?
bro. 100%. 100%. Ian Mackay. Who the hell is he? Scottish?
Sounds Scottish.
Sounds.
Oh, we've seen this before. Is he Scottish or is he not? I've looked him up before. I'm getting mad deja vu. Let's go and check him out. Is it one eye in Ian? Oh, we've definitely done this before, Harry. I know we have. Or maybe it might have been a day you weren't here.
Yeah, that name's.
He's Spanish. Yeah, we've done this before.
No way. Is old man Scottish?
It's like, yeah, like those old people that go to Benidorm, you know, to retire or whatever, you know.
Little Tenerife
Little
vacation.
Benidorm kid.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Bolat's long gone, Boucher, isn't he? He's been dust for a couple of weeks now. But yeah, they've signed the guy from Serie B. I can't remember his name now, but he looks to be probably number 1, I reckon. Probably walks in as number 1. Levante Granada.
Gibraltar special. Oh, the guy, yeah, maybe Gibraltar, yeah, kind of thing.
Helton Leite's in La Liga too. Wow.
Yeah, I think that was that a summer move. Obviously, it wasn't a January one, but I think I kind of knew that.
He wasn't he or something, or Portugal or somewhere. Yeah. Ishmael Ruiz. There's the Tenerife boys. Against Zaragoza. Almeria at home. This could be pretty fun, I think. Huesca. There's just so many cards and stuff in this league that I just couldn't care less. Like, they just don't come on my radar at all. It's just weird seeing them all.
Yeah.
Like, there's some good ones, as we know, like Vicente and Martin or whatever, but Jesus, it's just a lot of nothing.
Mexico's fun.
Mexico, yeah. Some fun teams, fun players to get cracking here. Tigres at home, I think, is probably the fixture, isn't it? I think, from what I remember seeing online at Builders. Brunetta, Cordova, Ibanez, Lainez, Goriran, Guzman. Yeah. Big Goose. Necaxa. Yeah, they could be quite fun. Pavlicino, Paradella. I love Paradella. Honestly, I love Paradella. I think he's unbelievable. Like, I love watching him play. When he's at River, yeah, like a really good little run, and then obviously move and stuff. I'd love to see him like in the MLS or somewhere. Like, he's class. I think he's so good.
I'll watch out for him.
Cade Cowbell.
Chicharito as well.
What a partnership that is. Eric Gutierrez.
I think Alan Pulido signed for Guadalajara as well.
Really? Has he moved, has he? That wouldn't surprise me.
Pulido, yeah.
POV against Suarez. Toluca. Got Frankie Amaya. Paulinho kicked off, didn't he, I think, on the weekend? Couple of goals, couple of DAs. Canales, Oliver Torres, Arteaga, Arriaga, sorry. Yeah, a couple of players. Atlas at home to Lyon. Who do they have? Cadiz. Yeah, I don't know too many of them, to be fair. Atlas. Camilo Vargas. I think he's a good goalie, Vargas. I can't believe he's still in Mexico.
Yeah, it's just as old, isn't it? It's just he's Colombia number 1 now, isn't he? So it's like,
yeah.
Where does a guy like that play? It's like MLS, Mexico,
MLS,
or
yeah.
something, isn't it?
Little crispy. Pachuca versus Santos Laguna, Andy Black's boys.
Nice. Idrissi.
Idrissi still, yeah, Rondon. And then we get into Serie B. Big Klinsmann.
Aye. Serie B.
Serie B. I mean, there's only one player you want around these ends, isn't it, Quinny, I think?
Well, there's a few wee guys. There's a few wee guys, but
there's only like 9 of his cards.
So we get that Salernitana team, that Amatucci. He got like a great L10 together of like 40, 80 all the time.
Oh, he did. He's on loan. Yeah, he's a good player. Good player.
I think the last 2 games have been a bit rubbish, but
yeah, I think he's on set.
Oh, is he? Nice.
Yeah, I think so. When I looked last time, Adrian said, like, there's so many keepers I just genuinely don't even know they exist. They might not even have cards, but he's got a picture at least. Sassuolo. These are the main boys, aren't they? Loriente, Berardi.
Good team.
Yeah, Big Doig. Moldovan. And then Spezia, there he is. Salvador, the GOAT.
The hero.
We don't have Swiss. Anything that we've... Sorry, Ian. Yeah, Antov is a bit of a player as well. I'll give him that.
Oh, Andres Garcia. We transfer on the go here to Sporting.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Everyone's going mad for the Jungdals. I was a wee bit nervous we were going to be strapped for time, but we've actually had record time now. I think it feels like we're at 117 likes, guys. There's only almost 200 of you joining us live for the show today. If we could get up to that 150 benchmark, Harry, we've did that for a few shows recently. We've been really striving. The show's been doing great. It's been growing in popularity, of course. And guys, can we get up to 150 likes again? Let YouTube know this is how we do it here. This is how we party. Can you peek leads? We've already had leads. So let's have a wee quick peek, Harry, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into looking at some lineups and all that good stuff.
Leeds are falling apart. Leeds are falling apart.
We did see Norwich, but I suppose Harry can maybe click it on his way
Come on,
by.
Lads. The disclaimer is always given at the start. Definitely did Norwich. Playing away to Sheffield United.
Ready to rumble the jungle?
Right, I need to pop to the toilet quickly, Quinny. So if you want to get your lamps on or whatever, I'll be back in literally 1 second.
Yeah, no problem, man. We'll see Harry when he returns. Okay, I've got some lineups kind of locked and loaded for all these that will probably not worry about it too much or care, because as you say, it's my lineups. But I'm hopeful we can smash out some big scores. I've kind of prioritised the specialist for this weekend because of the lack of contender. I've got the likes of Wanazek and Berardi and whatever. So this is like my priority team, essentially. It's not quite the priority, but outside of La Liga with the Rafinha coming in, just absolutely going for it. 1,200 quid at the top. Got a playing goalkeeper in season, can make the L45 thing happen quite easily. And then this is the second team. This is what I was asking you. Mikey Johnson or O? I actually don't think I've got an in-season O, so it actually wouldn't be for that team. It would actually be for the Barcelona community team that we go out and try and win some stuff with. We have Mikey Johnson in here with Doak up front, Tanaka and Lagerbielke. It's actually quite a strong team, so I probably won't mess around with that too much. But like I was explaining to Harry, I've got the ultimate worst thing in the world for goalkeepers in La Liga. I've got 3 teams, all in Division 2, all with nightmare goalkeeper situations. And really, outside of the top team I've got here, every other lineup has a question mark in it. Siganikov, Ivan Martin, both, will they start? Will they feature? I think they'll both feature. Don't know if they'll both start. And then that last team there, Miguel Gutierrez, now an injury concern. Borja Mayoral probably doesn't start against Barca. And Song is kind of 50-50 on some sites, but kind of nailed on some others. So Like, it's not really 3 full teams of quality, which is just whatever. But if one goalkeeper pops, I hope it's Sorare, since he's actually got players around him that will all be out and at it, as it were. Good games for the most part. Just need to hope things go my way. But yeah, this is kind of the new priority lineup. I also got an Aguerd brought in this week, so that I had a top defender pick to go alongside Captain Rafi. But D4 is the highest in-season entry I have available to me at Rare La Liga. So I've got to be thinking about winning this with a Rafinha captain against Getafe. So 200 quid on the podium, 100 quid to start the podium, 200 quid for top. Boxes all look pretty minging. So hoping it really just bully that division. We're also in that division with the Valencia stack as a hedge, I suppose you could see, in case they do beat Sociedad, but I have Killison in goals, who's like away to Real Madrid, so might be fine, might not be fine. Bundesliga, I've got a wee team going out as well. Bundesliga, I've got myself all the way to Division 1 with just having, like I say, scraps, but like I don't have a strategy here. I'm using Wirtz and Sané and Frimpong and Vasilj for the most part, you know, and then dropping in a Moritz Jens or a Conrad Leimer or whatever. This week it's Nadim Amiri that's going to come in and make up the numbers, so maybe we're capable of doing something in D1. Champ Superwares I'm not too worried about because Skorupski's 50-50, so I'm not going to hold my breath on that. And Mandanda's probably benched, so it's just a kind of throwaway lineup, isn't it? So is this other one here. But Kang, actually, I might swing Kang around since I've got a good feeling he'll play, because these are my 2 rare champ teams. Where would you put Kang in, Harry, into one of these 2 teams? If you could take someone out and put Kang in, would you? And if you would, who?
What's the script on Teke Kubo?
Away to Valencia. Definitely playing. Don't worry about the percentage thing. Yeah.
Okay. I'd probably take, well, who's Kang? I'd probably take him out for Kakure, to be honest.
Oh, you don't think Kak will do well from the start?
I mean, I don't know. I personally, I don't know. What's that? Is that his last game? The green score there?
Yeah, off the bench for an assist.
Okay. Yeah.
To Asan Diao.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, leave him in then. Leave him in. I wouldn't. I wouldn't change much. Maybe
Tati.
Maybe Tati. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
I think I'm going to do Tati. Tati for Kang. This is D3, so it's good punching level for Kang.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'd put him in a D2 over... Or maybe I would put him in... If I think he's going to play, I think he's going to do well. Yeah, I think I'm going to put him in D1, actually. I'm going to put him in D1 over Angelino... Or not D1, but my top team.
Yeah. Over
Angelino. I just think he's got more spike potential. Captain Bruno, I'll keep that the way it is. Cherki's in attack. Guardiola at the back. And then... who did we just drop here? Angelino. So I'll just put him into here. He's a good D3 card anyway. Yeah, I don't mind that. I'm not playing Sob. I know I've put Sobasline a 4-man team. Not too worried about that. Where is he? And then challengers, yeah, the team we've just looked at, under 23, a 4-man effort, which is actually getting promoted. I've actually got another 4-man under 23 effort. Harry, maybe I've got a box from it. Must be on some run with these 4-man under 23 midweeks, by the way.
That's
Where the hell is it? Yeah, there it's there. Oh, O'Reilly and Frimpong. 26th we finished for that team.
That was funny.
Get a wee box. So if it gets relegated, I don't care, I suppose. And yeah, I got some boxes and stuff. Nothing great. No money or cards. Nah, just thought I'd check that quickly. And I think that's kind of the long and short of it for my endeavours this game week. Nothing too like wild cardy. I need to put, I think we'll put Tati in here, won't we? With this little 4-man effort. In case I can pull a wee cheeky box or something. Where is he? Boom. Captain him. And yeah, I think that's all she wrote for me. Need to fill a training spot, but I'm quite optimistic. I think specialist, I should have one team that does well. I hope it's the one that I've stacked and hope it does super well. Olmo, I've not put him in a team. Again, we don't know if he plays or not. Yeah, that's fine. Harry boy, let's see what you're cooking. As we approach 122 likes, guys, thank you very much. We're getting closer and closer to that 150 mark. As you know, Sorare own and control the internet. You don't want DNPs. You don't want to pick the wrong captain. Hit the like button. It just increases all your RNG luck, guys. Help yourself out. I'm slightly worried on Kubo. Played basically the full game last night, and they made a complaint about the schedule. Giving me a wee bit of for thought there.
So I went out and degened another Neon lineup last night, Quinny.
Another one.
Yeah. Not part of the Road to Glory, just like just a fun one for myself. This one on the right here, this one on the
Love
left
that.
is Road to Glory. I've just copied the front two and then switched out the back three, I guess. But it cost me Bodart was like £8 to be fair. He was the most expensive. £8, 3, what's that, 11, 14. Yeah, it cost me about 15 quid. I mean, you've got it's £3,000 at the top. Like, what's 15 quid at the end of the day,
Why not?
When there's that sort of money maybe available. 2 little all-star teams going out. Pretty strong Super Rare, to be fair, on paper. Still I'm in an hour whether or not to go Maro Jr. in another lineup, which I'll get to in a minute. But yeah, that's kind of what we got for all-star. I am going to go into specialists in season for Super Rare, as I am in Rare as well. But yeah, I could have went Challenger, of course, D2. But I think even there's more people. Well, yeah, there's probably more people playing here. But I can use like your Harry Wilsons and maybe your Howsons here rather than Tommy St. Jargo's and whoever. And then Big Akon plays today as like sort of my big gun in there. And then yeah, a couple of rares flying about, nothing crazy. Road to Glory specialist as well. Should be quite fun. Nothing Premier League. And then we get to Champion. My main lineup I'm really happy with as long as Greenwood plays. All at home. All sort of good fixtures on paper. Had to mix around, a couple of my other lineups because Ismail Assar is doubtful, if anyone has seen that. Yeah, keep an eye on that one. So I had to bring him out of my teams. I think the D1, I'm quite happy with the D1, but this D3, I think I've got an Adley waiting maybe to be played. Adley's at home to Torino for Fiorentina. I'm a bit worried I'm not playing him somewhere that maybe I should be. So yeah, definitely might change things up there in D3. And then we go to Challenger where I'm making the same mistake as well. I'm not making the exact same mistake, but I'm playing Maxime again. Hopefully the Ledinho curse is sort of gone now. But I'm not,
the shivers.
Yeah, hopefully, but I'm not too up. That's what I'm saying. Sorry, with the Maro Jr. I could go Maro Jr. instead of Maxime. Would you do that, Quinny? Maro Jr. away to Pexwall. Obviously playing left back as a midfielder, but he can churn AA. So yeah. Bichetti, Greenwood was doubtful, but he's flown back to England, basically. I mentioned it earlier in the chat. He's not injured. It's a family issue, basically, from what journalists have said today in the Marseille camp. But yeah, that's my only conundrum, I think. Is it Maro Jr. over Maxime, potentially? And then this is where I bought in the Trabzon Sport boys, Visca and Big Pedro, Tadic, Skipper. Brought in the keeper as well, actually. I'm back in D1 for one lineup, so hopefully things go well there. Yeah, thankfully. I've had a couple of 3 D2s for ages, so I'm managed to squeeze one in. Little D2 there, double forward. Fanaken as the skipper, a little 20 defensive stack, and then a little, maybe they reckon Wallison maybe comes back. I do have a Wallison, but Delange's obviously been playing in his absence. So I don't know what to do there. Maybe there's more news I've not seen. So I could potentially have to change that keeper around. But yeah, double forward again, Flapper skipper. A little bit of Road to Glory. And then under 23, Super Rares in D2 though, but hopefully maybe we get something from that. Risking Nico, people are saying that he might get rested and stuff, but I don't believe it. I think he'll just probably play. And then 2 D1 under 23s then.
They're looking good. The first one especially.
Decent. Yeah, first one's decent. They 2 played tonight though, so I'm a little bit worried about that. But I did have Enzo in here. Enzo was in instead of Savio. Obviously Enzo maybe he's a bit doubtful now, so I had to jiggle things around. Charlie reckons Delange plays. Okay, appreciate that, Charles. Having had Brahimi in half his lineups. I only have 4 of him. Only 4. big
Only 4.
Yeah, but I do need to do like a couple of like 4-man efforts and stuff, and there's definitely things I need to fill in. But these are my main lineups. But yeah, this is where I'm at right now. I could go Heynan even over Maxime if I really
That was the move last time, wasn't it?
Yeah, but Haynham was at home. It was a good fixture, even though Mekilan's not a bad fixture. I don't know. Maro Junior is the one that's really I'm having to chew over big time.
The PSV game feels too good to not be involved in for me.
You think?
Yeah. A little bit.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I'm fully in agreement with that. Like I do think it's too good as well. But like they play midweek, does he get not rested, but like does he come off at 60? Like there's a lot of that maybe that comes into it for me.
Yeah.
And he plays that's the problem. He's so versatile. I think he would play left back from what it kind of shows on the match, on the predictions. But like, can play centre mid, obviously, sometimes. And I don't know. It just gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't know what it is. Yeah. Surely, I don't know. Maxime at home though I know he didn't last week, and I've got a bit of PTSD from that. But like he's done hundreds this season multiple times, like close to 100. So it's one of them where like. It's tough. It's really tough.
You need to have a wee bit of consistent decision making with these super rares sometimes, don't you? Like, I played this combo, it didn't quite work, and then as soon as you break it up, it would have worked. So you kind of need to just with some things, just like I'm playing him in midfield because I might get that 50, but that 85 is right around the corner. Like
big time. It's just like why can't I just get one of these? They're all like the home fixtures basically. Would you prioritize one specialist?
Bill Star for this one.
I mean, if it's the exact same, well, I know you're not probably saying this the exact same team, but obviously you're going to need an L15 below 45 for the neon. So, yeah, I'm sure you have that. I'd specialize the neon. The neon. You can't get relegated, and there's more cash available. Obviously, you're playing against more people, of course, so there's that. But yeah, I think I would.
I think if you get Bundesliga L15 over 60 guys, they will probably be very useful in the neon specialist, like your Olise types, these guys are probably good to rinse a big score. But like you say, Harry, I think the deciding factor is how good is your L15 under 45? Is it a cheat coded guy that's like 44, just come back from injury or some nonsense? Or is it the goalkeeper and he's got a good game? I think that's a big factor for it. And then do you see Haaland's new contract, a 9.5-year deal?
What?
Yeah, 9.5-year deal, over $500,000 a week he's getting.
Jesus. So he's not moving anytime soon then?
He doesn't have a release fee become active until 2029, and at which time it is like a chunky one. It's not like one of these Salzburg ones where it's like a 5 million quid, or whatever, It's a proper chunky one.
That's mad.
115 months.
Mental money, isn't it?
Did you see Ronaldo's new contract?
No.
Oh, did you not? Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. He's got the biggest contract in the world now. Did you not see it?
No.
Mate, he's getting like, the numbers, the breakdown's crazy. I won't butcher it. I'll go and get it. It is incredible. He's getting like £500,000 a day.
What? For how much longer?
He's getting 10% of the club as well.
Oh my God.
And he's getting the Messi treatment.
Jesus Christ.
So I've got this one here, but it's like what he gets a week, a minute, and all that shit. 25k an hour.
That's class. That's amazing.
€500,000 per day, making him the highest paid player in the world. Part owner, 5%. Club promises to build more of a competitive team after giving him all their money. One or two players to join in the January transfer window. There was a post I seen that was a wee bit more sponsorship deals and stuff. Yeah, it was included. Focus on the World Cup. It's good that he can focus now. He doesn't need to worry about money anymore. I think it's been a big distraction throughout his career. He's never been sure if he's going to make it. But now he can finally not worry about money.
Short of a few bob, isn't he?
Until 2026. So it's not a long-term one.
It's mental.
Part ownership as well. Yeah, I can't find the actual post I was trying to find, but I've seen the long and short of it.
I still need to build some of my...
Mikey Bassett just doxed himself.
Go on.
Just docks himself. Mikey Basson. Who earns 25k an hour on OnlyFans? That's Mikey Basson's alter ego.
I knew there was something fishy up with him. I knew it. I knew it.
But yeah, that's your teams. That's my teams. Harry boy, like you said at the beginning of the show, we've got like 15-20 minutes before we get out of here. We are at over 200 people watching us on YouTube. We're only at 130 likes, guys. We're almost at 150. I watched the breakdown on your channel. I seen you on the Sorare Data Show and everything as well. Now that the dust is kind of settled and all the rest of it, what is thoughts and feelings on the winter update? We'll be chatting about this in more detail tonight, but we've got 20 minutes to chew the fat with the chat. Didn't mean that, but there you go. Thoughts or feelings or anything like that? MLS is exciting, division changes, blah blah blah. XP, I don't know, anything.
Yeah, I mean, I was obviously messaging you on WhatsApp, and yeah, I think the MLS stuff is really exciting. It's a bit annoying, obviously, that you can't use them in Challenger. Like they're just an island now, aren't they? They're just on their own and they just do their own thing and kind of just this threshold stuff. It's weird that we're going back to threshold now. Like after the whole malarkey of moving away from it, it's crazy how they're kind of bringing that back, phasing it in maybe for August potentially. Using it as the MLS as like the sort of test run. But we'll see. We haven't got numbers yet, isn't it? It's tough to like be too excited about the MLS stuff without numbers. Like we don't know the threshold. We don't know what the prizes are for in season. As far as divisions go, I get it. Like I get why they've condensed them. I know I see your point though as well, especially with limited. Maybe is 3 overkill. Could have been 4. Like do they need to do 3? I don't know. Rare seems fine for 3. I think. Like I've mentioned to you, I'm not going to sort of go back on that. I think I do like the one division thing for Super. I know it can like everything. Everyone always says it, but like every update favors a whale. Like let's just be real. I'm not saying this from like I'm a whale perspective. Like most updates favor whales. Like just how it kind of is, and they're going to be happy about that. I'm not speaking from that perspective, but I'm just sort of saying that even with like the not needing to worry about relegation now in Super Rare for me is a big like weight lifted off my shoulders. I think because I've been wrestling with staying in D1 and getting to D1, especially in Challenger, and I've been winning there. Like I've been doing really well there with one lineup, and I'll have like my secondary now and again as well, which sometimes does something, but not really. But just knowing that I can just go all guns blazing and kind of not worry about, do I play Mario Jr. 60-40, but the matchup's unbelievable? Well, now I can just do it because I don't have to worry about that. Now I know other whales are going to have that and they're going to have 5%. Like I get it. Like I know I'm going to be in a deeper pool. But for me personally, I like the thought of not needing to worry about the relegation. And that's just, from my perspective, a good thing. It's not going to be a good thing for everyone. And I get that. And I'm not necessarily saying that I benefit from it. I just think longer term, I think it is a good thing for the scarcity. The 4-on-1's a fucking nightmare. Simple as. I just don't think it's positive in any way. I think we've seen it, shared across social. I know we're always going to see the most negative, the loudest, but ultimately nobody seems happy with the 4-1. Why would they? I've seen a couple maybe being like, oh, well, it's kind of the same thing, but it's like, it's not. Like you do have to, obviously spend more on that. And I get that. Like we sorry need to keep the lights on in a lot of ways, but for that scarcity and especially unique as well. Like it's hard for me to speak from a unique perspective because I don't play it, but like that must be a disaster. Like the 4-on-1 there, I think that comes in at August maybe though, isn't it? Or something. I don't know. I can't remember, but either way, or something to do with the MLS, wasn't there? There was some sort of, sort of thing to say on that in the blog. But overall, I said in my video, I'm quite neutral on it. I don't think it's amazing. I know I haven't spoken about X. Like the XP is fine, like simple, like it's not game changing. Like who cares? Yeah, like it's simpler. Fine, that's fine. It doesn't affect me in any way, but it's maybe better for new people because it's just easier to understand. Ultimately, I'm very neutral, mate. Like I don't think it's great in either way. The 4-on-1 outweighs the divisional like benefit for me in Super. Like it's just all not back to square one, but like we've just done a whole lot of stuff to kind of come back to the same spot. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I feel. And I know, you may be a bit, I don't want to speak for you, but a bit more negative on the divisional stuff, which I completely get. And I liked how you broke down. I watched the breakdown video of, what it could mean for newer players. And I do agree with you in a lot of the stuff. Yeah, I do, especially at limited and stuff, 100%.
Yeah, I think like I'm not getting into the division stuff too much. I think it's kind of been beaten around them enough, but I think like I think that's probably the only part of it. It's just I think all the care and attention has been put to making like D1 better, to make the top prizes better, more concentrated, more juicy, and all the rest of it, which everyone's always up for. But yeah, that's just across the board. Just my kind of sweeping is like, imagine entering. You know, like where do you enter now? Like you're just in these barbarian divisions now, and limited and rare is what it's going to be. You know, like there's no like easy win in D4 just to get you going, or D5 as it is currently. You know, or whatever for the limited guys. Overall, but one thing that I did find kind of interesting that sparked into mind when you brought up the MLS threshold there, that I heard Andy Black mentioning last night, was that he doesn't think the threshold thing is going to be that good or anything like that. And it kind of penny dropped for me that it's going to be threshold probably over free lineups. So what I mean by that is like for rare, what did we used to get? 20 or 50 quid, depending on what year we're talking about. Whatever it is, it's probably going to be that divided by 3, because you're going to have 3 lineups that could go for it, you know, because you've got multi-entry on it. So if it is like 50 quid, it's going to be like 12 quid a lineup essentially, or something like that, you know, and you'll need to hit threshold 3 times to get the full whack, you know, if that makes sense. That was something that I thought is probably going to be part of the construction of all this, where it will look crap, but you'll have 3 teams and people will go, oh, well, if I get all 3, then I get 60 quid, you know, then that's brilliant, or whatever. But obviously chances of hitting all 3 and regularity, yada yada, all that kind of thing. You know, in terms of the actual threshold itself, like they did say it will unlock cash. You know, they did use rather particular language, and when they do that, it's normally for a particular reason. Did you have any thoughts into like into the mechanics of it all or anything like that? I've not. I'm just kind of spitting with you.
What of the threshold? Sorry,
yeah, like how it works, what it'll be, or anything at all.
I mean, you know, obviously it's there to, you know, convince people to spend more than for cash prizes and other things. Though it was cash
To
essence
unlock.
and
Unlock was the words.
I don't know. I don't think there'll be a cap. There can't be a cap. Like, I agree with Black there. I don't think there'll be a cap, obviously, because you're playing them in season and you just unlock in the fact that they're 5 in season lineup. But I said in my video, like, you basically got to weigh up, will that extra in season player, like, can you make up the difference? You know, so if you go 4-1, okay, that team costs 100 quid. If you go 5 in season, it costs 150. Well, can you make 50 back on the threshold? Basically, is what you're kind of thinking there, I think. But we don't know the numbers, do we? I don't know, mate. The fact that it's limited and rare only, does that give us like an insight into like, why isn't it super rare? Why isn't it unique? You know?
Yeah.
Like, what's the thinking behind that necessarily? Is it we can't afford to do that, or we can't sell enough cards to warrant it? Which, you know, from a scarcity supplies perspective, maybe that's why. I don't know, but I'm just thinking there. I can't be much money though, can it really? But then if it's not much money, what would be the point of playing the 5? Honestly, I don't know, mate. I don't know. It's really hard to gauge.
I think the thing we all agree on is it's very much like a testing zone situation. So maybe the super rare element, I never really thought about it being a future thing, or why they've not done it necessarily. I just kind of noticed it was only limited and rare, but yeah, that might be part of it. Maybe it's in the new Europeans. So again, like when Black was being quite negative about it, I remember, and him and Laird, and I know Laird's here today, Black's probably here as well. I know I totally agree with the meme of like the whatever you think it's going to be, half it, and then it's 10% of that number. I'm totally behind that, Rex. We've had that kind of shit before. But remember when they first did like super rare and limited thresholds? Like no one's seen that coming. Like that was really like blow your socks off stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah,
so
not the super rare one. People thought like that was like left field, wasn't it? Big time. Like in a good way.
Unique and stuff as well. You know, like no one's seen it going out of rare. It was just a rare only thing. So there is room to be surprised with these things, I think, you know, is what I'd kind of say on that, you know, like, but I think it will be divided by 3 because of the multi-entry element, you know, like that will be the way that they can like, keep their powder dry, where like, if you only win one, you get a $5, get up you know, but like, if you get them all, then you're getting your, I don't know, changing numbers all the time, for example, but you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah, it is interesting. But like, I worry why they go, like the fact they were so detrimental in general to the platform for, you know, like not have it, like it going away, or them having to take it away, and the negative impact that had on the community. The fact they're like bringing it back, it's just a bit of PTSD, I think, isn't it? Like, why are we touching the subject? I think it's, or do they know that people loved it and they're like, well, we need to bring it in somehow. So how do we do that? Do you get
I
what I'm
think it's a
saying?
little bit of a mixture of like, I think the model it was running on at the time was obviously like harming the businesses everyone keeps talking about. And I don't know how people come to know this, because it's not as if we get access to their fucking books or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
People do maths, I get it. They can work out revenue and expenditure to an extent. I get it, right? But I was never told, like, I never really sang that song too much. It was never really something where I was like, oh my God, they're paying out so much. This is going to be terrible, because like, and I know like money, once you spend it, it's gone, right? But they did raise a fuck ton of money. People have spent a fuck ton of money on cards for years at this stage. So I never really felt that. So anyway, but I do think like it was at like unmanageable probable level where they're probably like, listen, we can probably keep that going, but we don't have enough money for all this other stuff. And yada yada. So they're probably, now that it's been gone, been able to go, right, how much of a threshold kitty could we try and like siphon to the side, you know, again, rather than it being this like mad where it was like everyone played for threshold. I think that was part of it as well, is like tuning people back to being leaderboard players. And then, you know, once you've kind of taken them off the dummy tit, as it were, then it's right, okay, can we make it actually a function? So I think that might be part of the thing that's in it. Maybe it's customer pressure, because everyone talks about how much they loved it. I think us, like me, you, content creators like Laird and whatever, I think we've all gave up talking about it when they announced it was going, because it was like, oh well, that's the music stopped on that. You know, no point crying over spilled milk. But apparently, yeah. So maybe other people put them under pressure. I don't know, but it'd be interesting. You're on mute.
It's a completely different dynamic now, isn't it? Like, you're not rewarding shit scores. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're rewarding, well, you're probably going to have to reward better scores. And I get that, like how that favors them, obviously, because it's harder for us, and how they can afford to maybe still do it. But yeah, I don't know. It's a strange one. I'm just surprised they're just coming back to it. You know, that's the only thing for me. I'm just surprised it's even back in the zeitgeist. You know, that's not worrying, but I'm just surprised they're doing it. Very surprised.
And I see, I kind of get away from the whole unlock cash rewards part of it. I've got a funny feeling it's going to be like
a progress bar or something of some sort.
Something where it's like, yeah, like, I don't know. I might be getting hung up on it too much, but yeah, like maybe like lower and mid threshold kind of situation again, but like, or lower, mid, high, but high's the only one with cash potential, and the other ones are like fucking power ups in essence or something, you know.
Yeah,
and it's why they didn't say like thresholds for cash rewards. It was thresholds to unlock. Or, you know, I feel that language. I mean, I might be reading into something that's not there, but I can't shake it.
I get it. I definitely get it. 100% get it.
Yeah.
It is a weird terminology, though, that like what Northern Sports Cars says there. It's a weird one.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Yeah, and Ryan Walters here, it's probably on a good one as well for the I scored X and got fuck all posts. Like, maybe for that kind of element as well.
Yeah.
But MLS is such a MLS now is such a interesting division, because I heard you and the data guys talking about the star pool, like in general, you know, and how like the stars in that league are like goalkeepers and shit like that, right? But getting a star like that has only been a problem before because of the parity of other stars. But in that, you know, vacuum situation, then legitimately the top 10 players are the stars of the show. If 9 of them are goalkeepers or whatever, then then you're getting like one of the top players in the division. There's no beating about the bush. Value maybe doesn't come into it in the same fashion. So I think like it's going to be interesting at so many levels. I called it on a video that's out tomorrow. So my old little sorry, not a spoiler, but it's a little bit incestual how it is just like by itself those cards, when other you know, the purpose of those cards is only for this place. They just don't. I know they're going to specials and under 23, right? But there's no, because of the no region thing, there's no anywhere else. It's just like they're just for this. That's all they're for, you know, in a weird way. So it's going to have a really interesting market, I think. Like even the auctions, never mind the secondary. And then I say the threshold and the leaderboard stuff. I think it's going to be a really kind of fascinating thing for all of us to kind of watch unfold this year.
Yeah, it could really balloon, you know, like rare limited prices. Like if there is something really interesting there and people, you know, got something to chew on, then why can't prices, you know, really reach a premium if they are willing to give away X, you know, with the threshold on top of the in season? Because you know, you could be I don't know what the math would look like. Obviously, none of us do, but it could look like a good opportunity. But the problem is then everyone's going to want to jump in, and that's good for them because it increases demand and whatever, and prices probably tend to rise. But I don't know. Yeah, am I surprised they're just keeping MLS on like an island? I don't know. I am surprised, but I'm also not, because it is such a unique league in general. Like we mentioned it, like it's just so different to any other league. Like salary caps and everything's controlled, isn't it? It's a very much controlled league, and by the powers of the beat kind of thing, outside of maybe Inter Miami. But like it's just different, isn't it? It's just a completely different league. Massive. There's 30 teams, man. Like it's massive, and it's different. It's just so different to any other league. Does it deserve to be in Challenge? It's a bit like, well, maybe not. But because it's been there for so long, no one bats an eyelid, do they? No one even thinks about it being different because it's in there.
Yeah, I just think like with it being like 30 teams, like it's not as if they need all the rewards for the competition, because there's going to be a bucket of them, Yep. And yeah, you probably like keep the better ones there. I get that, but you want to have as many people as possible, I think, in the league situation that would need or be open to. I'll buy my goalkeeper from there, or I'll buy my captain from there. And then once you've got one card, you win another or two. Oh, do you know what? Some utility opens up, and it is just like, if you're playing, it's a full decision now. Like there's no accident happening. There's no, I'll buy one guy and see how it goes or anything like that. It's either you're in or you're out, on that one. There's no kind of sideways, I'll play under 23 or I'll play challenger or, kind of thing. Under 23 maybe, but you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird. It's just a weird thing. Very left field. Like, sorry, I always do this though. Like, there's always something random that, like, you could never see this coming. Like, if it was on, like the bookies have like 10 to 1, just random things. Like Roy Keane says he hates fucking Mika Richards or whatever. Like the random things, you could never bet on them. Like you just couldn't, because they're just so random. It's weird. Like I get it though. Obviously people there, they know, like they do know their stuff, as much as it's trial and error a lot of the time, because they are new. Like new as in like there's no other company that kind of do what they do. It's a lot of trial and error, and I do get it. Like you do have to feel for them in some ways, but yeah, there's only so many sort of times you can not. I'm not saying they've got it wrong every time, but you can't keep giving them sort of a pass type of thing every time.
Yeah, Bochetti here with a good point on the playoffs. I suppose they must have some sort of bespoke plan for like the full thing, you would think, And again, to reference the Sorare Andrews show, they were speculating on maybe there's a upcoming tie-in that we might see a bit more of. I think they were kind of half poo-pooing that in a little way. But like when you see, the amount of Sorare cards that, IRL teams are actually buying at the moment, like Wilf Zaha is going to Charlotte, Bamba going to Chicago, Neymar actually like in communication with the Chicago Fire. Like even that as a thing alone is absolutely crazy. And when I heard that, I thought, the sporting director at Chicago Fire has definitely found the Sorare Andrews show, and he's been so sick of all the slander. He's been like, I'll show you Chicago Fire stacks, He's going out to try and make it happen. So it makes you wonder, maybe they're doing their scouting on Sorare, and they're buying Zahas and Bambas for it, because they know what's going to happen. But in terms of playoffs, I think they would do something, wouldn't they? They wouldn't just let it die at the end of the regular season. I think they would do specials or playoff extravaganzas.
Definitely. 100%.
8,000 entrants in the new game mode with 3,000.
More than I thought that is.
I don't really know what we're talking about when we say that. 8,000.
The neon.
The neon.
Yeah, because it's only two. You can only have 2 entries, so comes into it a little bit.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's like a 1 in 2.5 chance, right? Or 1 in every 2.5 players are going to get a bit of cash. 3,000 paid is mad though, really, isn't it? 3,000 paid places paid down is a lot. It's really deep.
That's the biggest improvement or correction to the prize pool stuff that we got the other day. Is like I've been in D1 a bunch of times and got like 90th and got nothing. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting here thinking, I remember All-Star top 100 is like you're kind of all right with your week then. But now you can, like, the tail on prize pools feels like what it should have been the whole time. The sacrificial lamb to that, of course, is the bottom end divisions. I get that, but it's kind of like, even the bottom end divisions that are gone, like unlimited, you could just put shit in there. Like, it doesn't need to be that great, it can be tier 2s and 3s or whatever scattered around the place for the top bits.
When I was looking at like the actual how many places are, the tails in D1 and D2 in, let's say, Rare Unlimited. I think those two divisions are going to be almost identical in number count. They're going to be like 3,000, and then like 1,000 in, or whatever it works out as, in D3. I think that's how they're going to want it. Maybe a couple more in D2 than D1, because I think there was like 600 paid in D1, maybe 650 in D2 or whatever for limited at least. So yeah, those two divisions are going to be obviously, they're going to be very, very jam-packed, but at least there's a big tail, especially in D1 anyway, that's where there should be a jackpot and there should be a tail, I think, because that's the best division. Like that should be how it is. And I like how they've sort of absorbed the money and kind of, pulled it towards D1. And I think that should be it should be that way. And I'm not saying that from a perspective like I have all D1s, because I don't, but I'm just saying, like, in general, the best, biggest prizes and the most prizes should be in that division. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
So, I can't be argued. I don't think anyone is necessarily arguing it, maybe, but like that, they just haven't had it set up that way for whatever reason, really.
Yeah, I think with the promotion stuff that we've got here from Toby, kind of reminded me of what we got last year on my thoughts, where we kind of be like that kind of diamond shape where it's kind of like thicker in the middle entrance wise. Obviously, it's now 3 divisions, so it's maybe a wee bit more pyramidy. But I think that D2 will probably still be the kind of fastest one.
You're right. Yeah, you will.
But like you're right, D1 will be the winner's enclosure. It should be the smallest little.
Did you think the percentages were quite high though? The relegation from D1 is like 30%, is it not?
Yeah, it's fair. It's up from. I think it was 20 before.
Yeah, 20. We said that, didn't we? I'm sure we said it was around the 20 mark. I get it. Obviously, there's more people in there now, but 30%.
25 it is now. It's 25.
Okay. So 5%. Yeah, maybe it's not as detrimental. Maybe I thought as like a percentage. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
I've just checked. That was Bundesliga anyway. I'll check another one or two, but I think it's 25 across the board. I've not got that many D1s open to me right now.
Yeah, I don't have a ton, but
they are all different. Super Rare, I checked that was like 12% or something. So like it's like tailored to the divisions, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, the thing with Essence is, again, we'll get into this in a lot more detail tonight, guys. But the thing with Essence, right, is it is kind of like, I think what they wanted it to be anyway, which is like a booby prize. Like you're only going to get Essence if you're like in that close but not quite zone of having a good game week. So it's not like people might win Essence every week, but it's not like, because not one person can win 2 things from a reward. It's not like you're going to get Essence and anything. So on all the leaderboards, there's a little bandwidth where they pay Essence before it goes to XP or whatever, So there's like fixed amounts of Essence to some good places, but not that many people will actually like get it, overall.
Yeah, I do. I actually am in favor of that whole, like, you can't win 2 things, even though like we've been doing that for a while now. And it's, from a greedy perspective, you'd obviously say you want it to stay. But I think more people, technically more people get rewarded, don't they? If you don't have 2 people winning, one person winning double the rewards, like we do now, we win a box and cash. I've always been of the thing of like, if there's people moaning that like they're not winning anything a bit lower down from the cash, then just take the boxes away, and that's what they have done, that, to be fair. So hats off to them. I didn't get my last training lineup in.
Oh, no way. We're at the deadline, guys. We're at 142 likes, guys. Can we get 8 more before you go away to enjoy your weekend, before we come back to listen to Andy Laird on the Data Show, and before we come back for Friday night? 8 more likes, guys. Take your phone out your pocket, change your tab on your phone, whatever you need to do. Sorare own and control the internet. They know you've been here for the last 2 hours getting some good chat from me and Harry, as well as breaking news on predicted lineups, and they are not going to be happy if they see you've not hit that like button. You will have chosen the wrong captain. They will cancel your lineup. Your guy will DNP randomly, and there's nothing we can do about it other than tell you, just hit the like button, help yourself out. Smashed through it, 153 and counting. Love it, guys. Legends. Harry, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate.
Yeah, been enjoyable, mate. Really enjoyed that. Hopefully get a good, nice little fruitful weekend. Hopefully I win Neon Special, finish first and second, scoop up both prizes. But yeah, I'm really excited. Should be able to join you later for some Go Fuck Friday action. And all the best to everyone in the chat.
And there's a wee phone in the background of me here going off, so apologies for that. But yeah, thanks to everyone who joined us today. And we'll see you tonight, hopefully, for a wee bit of good luck and Go Fuck.